Hello, everybody, and welcome to Tides of Death. How are my favorite players doing today?
I am doing fine. Everyone else is doing awful.
No,
I'm doing great.
well, that's like good to
I'm
hear.
so happy.
Why are you so happy?
I don't know. I'm just in a good mood.
That's good. Good moods are wonderful to be in. Mm-hmm.
The only time I've seen Nick be unhappy is after he's had too many drinks and it's the next morning.
Fucking hell. Yeah, well, yeah, that was awful.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was unhappy at about 1 o'clock last Thursday. That's true. No, carry on. That's fine. Sorry.
Alrighty. Dearly beloved players, where last we left our characters, you had some conversations. You piled up all of your people on a ship from Sulphur Island, and you sent them off along the rim to kind of island hop and spread rumors and false information about your presence as you piled up the easily gatherable goods. Killed a cleric.
As you do.
Of Tempos, yes, and set sail. So, where are we on this open sea?
Well,
great question. Navigator, where are we?
Navigator.
I think
we're heading to Nick's Voodoo Island.
Yeah, I'm going to become a voodoo magician.
Where's it at? What's it called?
Alba?
Yeah,
No,
Alba
not Monsieur, Alba.
We're going to Alba Island, the place where time forgot.
You want
That's
a
right.
seamanship check? Sorry, navigation check.
I would like a navigation check if you want to get there quickly. If you want to just go,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, you're
I'm
booking
the
it.
greatest navigator in the world.
Let's see it.
21.
Nice. Barely
That's-
passable.
You get there. On your way there, cutting through the rim, bisecting this stuff over here, just kind of like whoop, swooping across, yeah. Diving in and out. You come across a deep fog bank that obscures this like middle section right in here for a nice long while. And, if you're on the outside of the fog bank, it's a little bit hard to pick up the speed you need. If you are in the fog bank, you can't really see where you're going. So you're sort of navigating in and out along the edge of the bank, trying to pick up speed with that, tighter spin of the ocean water well within the bank. And sure enough, you can skirt the edge nice and easily until you arrive at Alba Island, coming right up alongside of it, almost missing the island, having to make a hard turn at the last moment. And with the help of your phantom rowers, you can pull yourself and the rest of your crew up near this dock.
So, right. We're in the proper boat. How many people do we have with us now? Like 30, is it?
Well, let's make sure we know which boat we're in. You're in the full-fledged boat. You are in the Forbidden Fruit right now,
Yes.
I believe.
Our most majestic of ships. The one with a decent captain's quarters.
Yes.
Where a man can rest his head from his shoulders before he goes to sleep at night.
I think you've got a full complement of like 35 people on your boat right here, right now.
Of the finest warrior pirates in all of the Dardanelles.
Mm-hmm.
Den and Ted is there too.
We've got an ogre.
If we're bringing the ogre, we just need to remember that it's a highly visible creature and is very large. So wherever you go, the ogre is going to be... Like, you don't need to use your phantom rowers. You could use regular rowers at this point in time. Yeah. But the ogre is going to get spotted from pretty much any situation.
If we need... Like, let's say we see another ship in the distance. Is it possible to set something up with the ogre where they lay down on the ship and then we cover them?
Yes, but that relies on you seeing the other ship before they see you and being able to get the ogre to lay down and get covered in a tarp without like causing any problems or attracting any attention. So it's not one of those like fail safes. It'll be a 50-50 dice roll, depending on who sees who first.
Or it could help us, like, if we're going into... I don't think we can, but yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it's just you're very likely to be spotted with the ogre before you can hide them. Is going to be the story.
What's the issue with getting spotted with an ogre?
I don't know if there
There's
is
no
an
issue
issue.
because we're always fighting no matter what.
Well, no, there is one issue though, isn't there? Because if anyone sees Nilrim with the ogre, that makes Nilrim easy to find.
Yeah.
That's true, but
I mean, obviously the ogre is not going to be accepted in any civilized port. You know, you pull up to a dock and you've got an ogre, instantly everyone thinks that you're a group of monsters or baddies in some way, shape, or form.
Wait, hang on there.
Could we put like some really light shackles on the ogre to make it look like he's like captured and like being forced to do our bidding, but he could like very easily break out of them, but he just doesn't.
You could bow tie him up, but like shackles would have to be like proper shackles. Like if they're metal, then they're gonna hold him.
Want to be faux tied up either.
Yeah.
What about this for an idea though? Right, before we get into dock, what if we just drop the ogre off in the wilderness of whatever island we're going to and pick him back up there?
Well,
Yeah,
not
like, go
all
get some
islands.
meat.
Yeah, you could try and drop them off somewhere and then remember to come pick them up. But if you're in a hurry, if you're being chased, if there's anything like that, it could be problematic. And not all sections of coastline are easily accessible and able to be pulled up on at a moment's notice. There's plenty of rocky, cliffy zones. The ogre, I'm trying to underscore, is a liability, or at least a flag that will be
Starting
well
to feel
observed.
like it. Do you remember, Moon, when you were like, oh, but he gets +2 strength and +2 con?
No,
And you picked an ogre, and now look.
You don't understand how good this ogre is right now, though. This ogre is going to be our watchman. He's going to be the one with the fucking watch glass. 18 con, 17 strength, 18 perception, Nick?
What?
You're telling me that this isn't worth it?
18 perception, Neil. I want you to remember that. All right, give that ogre a spyglass.
Well, 18
I don't think
perception
the
comes from
ogre
having
can
2
use the
heads.
spyglass. Yeah,
So we'll give him 2 spyglasses then.
2 spyglasses.
Fuck it, give him 4. He's got big hands.
I have taken into account that the ogre is a liability, and I've chosen not to.
Okay. Cool. Excellent.
Well-
I just want everyone to be clear that the ogre will be a problem, and it's
In a normal campaign, it would be, but we're already fucking
Great.
monsters, so it doesn't.
great. 100% on board.
We will have to drop him off at some point, though, if we want to go undercover. But yes, okay.
Yeah,
But you're gonna pull up onto the dock in Alba Island with an ogre on your
Well,
deck,
no,
yeah?
I think we sail to the outside, right? Let's just drop anchor a little bit and let's have a think here. And I say, okay, well, I say this just to our party. Last time we were here, some pretty crazy shit went down. Now I think whatever's happened to me means that I can go there now. I don't know if you want to come. If you want to go do something else, find another island to rest at, come and get me in a week's time. That's fine. Or you can pull up here, but it's on you.
You know,
This is your thing, Captain.
if this is what you feel you have to do,
I'll
if you
spend a
feel
week
like
on
you
the
have to do
ship.
it on your own, you can do it on your own.
Well, I don't mind. I just, I just know that things were weird last time.
I
Good
think,
luck. We'll come in a
you
week
know-
and get you if you need.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
Archie, do you want to
if-
go with him, or?
If you're going here in trust, Captain, you can go on your own if you don't think anything bad's going to happen. But if you were coming here and there's any possibility that something could go wrong, then maybe we could have brought one of those anti-magic shields to protect us against whatever they did to us last time.
Nation, we've got the shields with us.
We have the shield on the ship. Yeah, it's at the bottom. Yeah.
Maybe you're right. Maybe you guys should come into the town. If there's enough of us,
Alright.
they won't be able to try pull any shit like that, surely.
To be clear, you have the anti-magic shield on your boat?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So with it on the boat, any armor spells on people will probably get negated as you accidentally clip into the aura from time to time.
Well,
That's fine.
We can be careful with that, though, no?
We can be, but
To a
let's
certain
just
extent, because,
say it's fine.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
I'll-
wasn't our solution we keep it in the crow's nest, or was that too dangerous?
No, that actually was our solution. We do
That
keep
was
it in
the
crow's
solution.
nest to stop lightning bolts from hitting us too.
It's genius.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
It was a stroke of genius. Okay, it's in the crow's nest, so
All right, so you've fixed the shield to the top of the tallest mast in hopes that the mast doesn't break during a storm or something and fall into the sea, and that any lightning bolts will hopefully clip into the aura and be lost.
Yes.
Cool.
Maybe you
But
guys
we
should come
pull it-
with.
we
It's
pull it
probably
down for
dangerous.
this trip. So we're gonna have the shield pulled down, and if Archie would carry it on his back.
So the shield was in the crow's nest, but now Archie's carrying it as everyone
For the trip onto
disembarks
Alba Island.
on Alba.
Yeah.
And it's just the four of you, right? You're leaving your crew behind. They're gonna watch the boat.
We're leaving the crew and the ogre behind, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's probably smart.
And the
Is
ogre
Archie all right carrying the
is
shield?
chilling
Yeah.
on the boat in full view, or you're gonna try and find landfall somewhere else and put the ogre on some other part of the island by himself.
They can just go hang out on the outskirts of Nightcrawler Island. I tell the second navigator, go to the back of Nightcrawler Island and then meet us here at the dock. Either in 3 days, no. Come.
Wait a minute. So you've got a boat right over here, yeah? And you're sailing in the direction of one of these islands. So you're gonna
Correct.
drop off the ogre, then you're gonna come over here and
No, no,
head
no,
back over here.
No. What we're gonna do?
Yeah.
So we're gonna sail this way. We're gonna leave the ship, all of us. I'm gonna pull out the small longboat, ship in a bottle. Us four are gonna get on the longboat. We are gonna go over to here, and then the
That's
ship
a
will
good
stay
idea.
dropped off at Nightcrawler Island, and then we will
Got
come
it.
back to them.
Got
That's
it. So
good.
the four of you are gonna go with your invisible rowers, your ghostly rowers. You're gonna leave your big ship with all the people over here. Excellent.
One thing we do need to think about is if we assume we know these are vampires, right?
We don't know that.
don't know,
You might.
but-
You might know that.
Yeah.
no, you
So, would I have heard of vampires, like the concept?
Oh, totally. 100%.
Yeah. So I would be highly. I'd be very firmly believing that these are vampires. So I'll say to the party, the only thing about taking the shield with us is, from what I know, vampires are, even without magic, incredibly good at fighting. So,
Why do you think these are vampires?
well, it's just I remember them drinking blood, and there was those strange wounds on Nealram.
No,
I thought she was just into kinky stuff.
Vampires usually are, from what I've heard.
Oh, that
Do
makes
you think
sense.
this is where you're gonna unlock some special thing, Captain?
Listen, that thing with the painting, what's happened to me? I've been curious what's going on here, and I don't think they'll have any interest in me now.
How many regular rowers do we need to take the longship if we wanted to do that?
16.
I don't think we should be bringing people that can't defend themselves.
no.
They might end up eaten.
Definitely agree with you. All right, let's just get into it then. Yep, we take the Phantom Rowers and we go.
Alrighty. The four of you, plus your drums, plus your shield. Shield and phantom rowers on this boat. If the anti-magic aura shield will
gonna say.
stop your rowers.
Guess we just can't bring the shield.
Yep.
Well,
Can't
hold
bring
on.
the shield.
What if we tied the shield to the boat coupled with a rope?
And chucked
have
it
a
in the
sim-
water
dragged
and
it
just
behind?
hoped it would be a die roll, and on a failed die roll,
No,
it'd fall to the
fuck
bottom
that.
of the sea.
Do we have a skiff?
There is a small
Big
boat. Yeah, I guess you can have a
Okay.
small skiff attached to the back of your longboat.
Then let's take that. Let's just take the
Okay.
small skiff and then fuck the Phantom Rowers. That helps it out because then they can stay on the big boat and. Okay, cool. We take the small skiff with the shield. We don't bring the Phantom Rowers. We row ourselves.
Okay, so does that mean the big boat is at the back of Nightcrawler Island, and you're gonna take a small skiff all the way around
Seems
here?
a lot.
It's a long fucking distance. That'll be a couple of days.
That'll be days.
At least a
Mate,
day.
but-
Yeah, it's like 60 miles.
Just do we need the shield? Do vampires even cast spells?
Hey,
I
we
asked
need
Connar.
the shield just in case.
Well, let's see. We're in a bit of a catch-22 situation, which surely exists in this universe. The problem is that we need the shield to prevent any magical charms or whatever that they might cast on us, but it also prevents us from using magic against a creature that is incredibly physically powerful.
Would it
Yeah,
even
but
work against their
Archie-
charms? Isn't it just because they're beautiful or whatever?
Listen, I'm the wizard here. I'm pulling some rank here. We're bringing the shield, and we're gonna just take a day of skiffing. I'll even help row. It'll be fun.
I can see you don't
Wait.
spend too much time rowing, Norum, but that's not a safe journey. These islands are rocky. This is a treacherous shore.
The ocean is not great for little boats to, you know, it's one thing just to go from your boat to shore in that nice calm section of water, but across the open sea between these two islands,
The
Okay,
smartest
well,
man
Waves
in
are
the
choppy.
Dardanelles, lady and gentlemen.
Out of curiosity, does this ship that we're on, does it have a below deck?
no. It's got like,
Listen, I
there's a
don't even wanna
small
come to this
section below
island.
deck where you could put some rocks, but, you know.
I'm coming to this island for you, okay? I can
Yeah,
do
I know,
I can do other
alright.
shit. So don't be throwing your quippy remarks at me, alright? Stay on your windy, sad little island.
Listen, Nora, I'm sorry. Why don't we take the skiff, attach it with a rope to the back of our ship, and then tie the shield in the skiff? That way it's far enough away that we can use the magical rowers.
That
Yeah.
I like.
Well, you know,
Let's
There's
Some
nothing
of us-
weird about arriving like that. That's fine. It's fine.
go.
it's an island full of vampires, Neal.
Yeah.
It's already
go.
I'm
weird.
sure the boats will stay tied together and you won't lose them in the high seas when there's problems and the rope is being strained as the boats come together in troughs and get pulled apart at crests of
Yeah,
waves.
I'm also sure that
the
that won't
extra
happen.
stress on those boats isn't going to be an issue at all. It's not like you're pulling hundreds of pounds in rough
Exactly.
conditions.
Wait,
Exactly.
Can I just climb up the mast of the longship and like tie the shield to the mast of the longship? How tall is that?
Oh, it's a good 15, 20 feet.
What? Okay, even better
Okay.
idea. Just literally a so much better idea. Why don't the ship drop us off? We'll take the longboat with us, and we'll take the shield with us, and then they can go and sail off, and then we're there, and we've got the shield if we need it, and then we can figure out how to get back. Then.
So you take
What do
two
we-
boats
Well, let me
and
ask Koibu then. Koibu,
Oh
can
my
you tell me a
God.
little bit about vampires? If we have an anti-magic shield, are we just never going to be able to do damage to a vampire? Wouldn't a vampire just be unstoppable with an anti-magic shield?
I don't know how your character would know that since they've never really encountered or fought vampires or have any expertise on the subject. You've got legends, you know, powerful undead. They can charm people. They're blocked by the goddess Nerul from entering people's homes unless they've been invited in, you know, that sort of thing. But is it like spell casting wizard magic, or is it just like dark, tricksy, charming sorcery? Do they cast spells? Are they immune to weapons? Is it silver
Exactly.
that you need to hit them, or is it a magic weapon? Or
All right, we can just leave the shield, I guess. Let's just get
The-
through this fucking shit island.
The other metagame consideration is like an anti-magic shield might be like the perfect item for a vampire to become literally like unstoppable. So like they just be like, oh, I'm gonna take this off you now.
Or
This
it
is
could just
mine.
completely negate the vampire. It's like
It
one or
could.
the other, I'd assume.
Listen,
what we should
if a vampire wants to kill me, they're probably going to kill me. I don't think I'm going to be able to
Yeah,
stop
but I'm
them.
more worried about me.
Well, you can fucking run.
All right, let's go.
It's going to be fine. Let's just go there. I'm going to take the painting with me. I'm going to go and have a chat with them. I'm going to see what's up.
okay. So you're gonna take two boats over here. You're gonna drop off the longboat with you guys in it, and the shield will be brought on the bigger boat. And then the four of you plus your shield will arrive in your longboat while the big boat goes somewhere else.
Yeah. Okay. Great.
And how are you gonna call the big boat back to you?
It's just going to come. It's just going to check on us after a few days and wait for us.
Can you define a few days narrowly for me?
It'll check 1 week, 2 week, 3 week, and then 1 month. And then if we're
Great.
not back after a month, they can fuck off.
Great. All right. Every week they're going to come back and check on you. Excellent. So we arrive on Alba Island. You pull up. You hit the docks. It's a
Ah.
quiet little town here. Your people let you off your boats. The other big boat, you know, disembarks with the shield, hands it to you, and sails away, heading out to the seas to weigh anchor and wait. While the rest of you enter into this sort of quiet, gloomy town in the late winter, early spring era.
I forgot how depressing it was here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, listen, let's go and find somewhere to settle in. But while I'm gone, have a think about what we're going to do next. Are we going to tell Amaki?
I think we need to in order to hope that he gives us a boon, or we could tell
So
him a
how-
plan about creating monsters.
The thing didn't even talk to me. Is that how this works? You think you're going to be able to negotiate it with it?
I can outwit it, Captain. Too smart for it.
Uh-huh. Well, make sure you think that through before we get there. Got some time on your hands now. And I think this is happening while we wander into the town.
Okay. So the party walks into the town.
Yes.
Excellent.
As I'm walking in, I look around for. There was like guards that we spoke to last time, right? That wanted to take us up to the keep.
That was a long time ago that you were here and did that.
Mm-hmm.
You're at this small town at the base of the mountain where there's a little bit of forest, there's the dock, there's some, small establishments, there's a little bit of commerce happening here. And there's the road that winds up the mountain pass.
Yeah. Well, for now, let's just
Fuck
go
that.
find it.
Let's take our own
Tavern.
road. No, let's just go up the road. Every time we talk to them and they take us, we get our ass kicked in.
All right, but let's not force our way in there. If they are vampires, they might not like that.
They're vampires. I'm too powerful for them, Captain. I'll
No,
kill
right.
their
Let's
puny
not get
little-
ourselves killed here. The reason I wanted to go alone is to avoid any trouble.
Okay.
You've still got blood flowing through those veins of yours. They might take a liking to you like they did last time.
Someone gives you a wink and says, "And my cock."
Well, let's stop by the tavern and get some rations or whatever for the journey. But yeah, we'll start walking up the hill.
Good.
The mountain pass. I've got the painting with me. I'm struggling to carry it.
Why are you struggling to carry it?
I don't know, is it not big?
Well, it's rolled up. It wasn't in a
Oh.
frame.
Oh, great, okay. Fine.
Yeah. Yep, the lot of you head into the local tavern on this kind of cool, windy, late winter evening. There's no snow in the area and the temperatures aren't that low, but for the Dardanelles, it's kind of chilly out here with that brisk wind blowing up from the south, kind of curving round the mountainsides. You step on into the tavern where a couple of heads pop up and stop what they're doing, looking at you. Now, when you came to the docks, there was a little bit of fuss about your arrival. You were the only two ships coming in, and then one of them immediately took off. But the harbor master had taken one look at you and, found something else to do in the minute and didn't bother asking you for papers or money to leave your boat there. Now you're in this tavern, and some folks are clearly watching you warily from a distance in this quiet, slightly windy tavern with the doors open, a nice roaring fire in the hearth. The bell over the door rings every time someone steps on in.
I motion to a table for the others to go and sit down, and we'll walk to the bartender.
Yep.
Say that.
Norm's in a mood today. Just letting you guys know.
Can I get some drinks for my friends? Maybe somewhere to sleep?
The woman at the bar nods her head, looks over at the four of you, and begins to pour drinks from a barrel without asking what you want, filling up 4 glasses and meekly saying, 1 silver.
I hand her a gold piece and say, does anyone ever travel up the mountain to the keep?
Aye.
There a caravan of sorts? Is the road safe?
It is, sometimes. Usually. She looks to your companions, probably for you guys.
What are the local lord? What's his name?
Excuse me?
The lord who lives in the keep.
God, I've forgotten.
It's probably von Karstein. Or
What? Did we not give him a name? I thought we
I don't
talked
think
about him.
We
We
never
only
met him, I
met
don't think.
the woman, the lady who kidnapped us, I think. I don't think we ever met him.
Baron Krimbald?
Baron Krimbald. What's he like?
Yeah, Baron Krimbald. She shakes her head. I've never seen the man.
People like him?
Stays out of my business. I don't know.
How long's he been Baron?
She gives a half-hearted shrug. I suppose his whole life? Or... I don't know. We don't really go up the mountain very much. The affairs of the nobles and the fancy folks up there rarely extend down to us. They don't come down here. We don't go up there.
People must bring them food.
Well, I'm sure the locals in the village near the keep would tell you more. But honestly, I deal mostly with the travelers who come by the island.
Very well. And how long is the journey up to that village?
It's a windy pass. You go by foot. Could take you a few days. By, if you got a team of 6 horses on your carriage, maybe a day and a half, maybe 2 days.
Is there anywhere to rent a carriage around here?
She shakes her head
Well,
and says, sometimes people come down from the mountains and they make return trips. Just hang around and you'll find someone coming down eventually.
thanks. I'll take the drinks. Go back to the table. Sit down. Hand them out. Barkhead Tender says that if we wait long enough, there might be a caravan taking us up there. But otherwise, it's a few days. But maybe we should just walk. There's another village up there. All right, well, get these down here. Let's go.
Cool.
So the party gathered together, gear in tow, is going to walk up the mountains tonight, or are you going to wait until the morning?
Is it night? If it's nighttime, we'll stay here.
Late afternoon.
Yeah, okay. We'll go in the morning.
Cool.
That evening, I'll say to Nora at some point, Nora, what's wrong? Why do you look so sour? If it wasn't for you, we'd still be on our island now.
Contrary, Captain. I'm quite euphoric at this very moment.
About
I'm
what?
excited. I'm excited about our new path. I'm excited to get some monsters. I'm excited to finally be able to do what we were set out here to do. And I'm glad that you've had a change of heart about it.
What
I like
change of
you,
heart's that?
Captain. Well, before you didn't want to work with monsters, and now it's the only choice you have left. It seems we'll be killing our way through the Dardens in no time.
You've really forced my hand. But, yeah, maybe I don't care as much anymore. We're backed into a corner. To kill or be killed.
And we're running out of time.
Even if it was you that backed us into it.
All right. The party goes to sleep unless there's anything else to be said.
I casted armor on everyone before we left.
I thought you had the shield with you.
We do not have the shield with us.
I thought the whole point of bringing multiple ships was to bring the shield with you.
Do we have the shield with us? Yes or no?
We do now, yeah. Even Neal described us taking it, so we do have the shield.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
do.
Good.
Okay.
Okay, I don't cast armor on everyone. Instead, I shoot cantrips around and do fireworks for everyone.
Nice.
It looks cool.
Yes, the show of magic is fascinating
Archie
to the
is
locals who have
excited
seen
by it, yeah.
Yeah. Who have seen very little of magic. They are excited and fearful. They keep a distance, but they watch carefully with glee and wonder in their eyes. But also that notion that what we're seeing here is dangerous and forbidden and you can't trust it. And the wielder of that magic might bring you harm. So stay away, young children, stay away. And the night passes. And we're going to take a break a little bit early. And we're going to come back on the other side with what has happened. See you soon. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Tides of Death. Now, before we talk about the party's current situation, we'd forgotten that there's a pirate fact for a little bit of experience. 5% across the board. So, what's our pirate fact?
The pirate fact
Dun-dun-dun-dun.
has to do with pirate culture and the ritual of crossing the line. If you were a pirate who had never crossed the equator, and this is actually, I still think it's practiced to this day for sailors. If you'd never crossed the
Wow.
equator, you were called a pollywog. A pollywag? It's a Pokemon name, pollywag. But when you crossed the equator, you would get dunked into the sea, and then you were an honorable shellback or a son of Neptune. And you were then given the respect of the crew. But if you didn't want to get dunked, you could pay your friends to just say they did it.
Of course you can.
Classic.
And that is that's the whole pirate fact. I could go into more. There was actually like certificates people would write up for these things, but you know.
Wow.
It's just a cute little pirate ritual. You would dunk your friend in the sea when you cross the equator for the first time.
I wonder about the first time that happened. If it was like a bunch of folks like, hey James, we crossed the equator. You gotta go. It's a thing. We always do it. We just gotta dunk you in the water right now. Okay, James? It's okay. Just. I wonder if that's how it got started, or if is there a deeper tradition behind it that you know of?
I think it was just like it has to do with like pirate culture, because pirate sailors were often made up of diverse groups of people who didn't share cultural background, and so it was a way of forging unity in the crew was to have rituals that were specific to an individual ship, and then they just kind of spread throughout the 15th and 16th century. It became like pirate culture, which kind of cemented the group's identity together.
Ah,
see.
That's very nice. Excellent.
I'm a pirate.
Have you crossed the equator? Dude.
I don't know. Is the equator in America?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. Great.
I could keep talking about it, but I want to keep it short. It's a cute little pirate fact.
That's a cute one. Let's keep going. So our party is going to climb the mountain in the morning.
Wait, did we get XP? Hold on.
5%, everybody. Add 5%.
5% each.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, wasn't that what it
You're
was?
Yeah, that's what it was.
That's what it was.
That's what
Oh, wait, no. Pirate Facts is 5% for one or 1% for everyone, right?
No, it was 5% for everyone. Everyone heard it? Chat, get the
It's
we all
fine.
heard
We
it.
haven't had it in a long time.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, go ahead and
Cool,
take
that's great.
5% of what it takes to get to the next level for your...
Wait, you just earned me 1,600 XP.
You're
That's
damn right I did.
That's fucking genius, mate. Well done.
How much do I need?
But I only get 800 of it, sad.
But I am starting to run out of actual pirate facts. There's not many left.
I got 574. All right, we're ready?
We're ready.
Our party ascends or begins to ascend the mountain the next day. It is a fairly steep route. Not too steep for a team of 6 horses pulling a carriage, but still steep enough that you
Are we taking
will
a
be.
carriage?
No, you're on foot.
Oh, we're walking. Good.
You are huffing and puffing your way up this cool mountain in the Dardanelles. The humidity and the lower temperatures makes the cold sink into your bones and bite you nice and deep. You hike for half a day and stop to take a little bit of food, those of you that still require it.
And I'm not feeling cold. I'm feeling good, right?
You are
might say
feeling
that I
much the
don't get
same.
tired. I don't even get tired walking up the hill, do I?
You do get a little winded and you do feel fatigued, but it's like the fatigue of someone attaching a rope to your waist and pulling you back rather than the sensation of pain and cramping in your muscles. You still get the effects, but it's not sharp. It doesn't distract you. It doesn't cloud your mind or make you lose focus. When people are tired, they kind of drop shit and leave shit around because they're too exhausted to pay attention. You can kind of keep that clarity, but you're still, impacted by the climb.
Okay, so we climb. I try and keep spirits up as we go, but
Yeah, you can get a little bit higher, and by late afternoon, when you begin to look for a place to stay for the night, trying to find a flat area or maybe some shelter or something like that, you begin to hear the bells of a horse-drawn carriage jingling around the bend. This mountain is full of switchbacks and turns and hairpin corners, so it's not difficult to... It is difficult to see what is coming from in front of you or from behind you. Your view of the road is quite limited in most situations. Plus the tall trees shedding shadows on you and the brisk winds making everything blow and creak. It's hard to tell what's going on, but you definitely hear carriage bells.
is it coming down the road or up the road? I can't tell.
Right now you can't tell, but I'm sure if you just wait a few minutes, you'll find out.
Captain, do you want me to...
you want me to kill one of the horses and put a stop to the carriage?
No?
Why?
Why? Well, what would that achieve?
I don't know. We would know who's inside. We'd be able
No,
to talk to them and see if we can get some answers about what the fuck's going on in this island.
Let's just wait till we get to the village. The point of this is not to get killed by vampires.
All right. I cast rope trick.
On
Let's
a piece of
get
rope.
up here. Yeah, so let's go up so they can't see us and no one will fuck with us.
Okay.
We climb.
All right. You get to set how high up you want the rope trick to be. It goes up to 6 feet, I believe.
I'll put it next to a tree so it might look like a branch is coming, or like a piece of rope's hanging from a branch or something. I don't know, 4 or 5 feet, 6 feet.
Great. And you all scamper up the rope trick and gaze down and out, waiting to see something. How long does the rope trick last? Long time,
Turns
right?
per level.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
a long time. Yeah, so you're up there. You can hear the carriage bells. But a good 5 minutes pass and you don't see anything happening. And it's a mountain pass, so there's a little bit of echoing, but you shouldn't be able to hear bells from more than 5 minutes away of carriage speed. But there they are.
The shield's at the base
We
of the
just
tree,
wait.
by the way.
I
Yeah,
imagine
we put
that
the
the
shield
shield
over
was
there.
not at the base of the tree, but much farther away than that.
Yeah. Okay, well, I think
Um,
if we wait 20 minutes, then we get out, right? Because... What are you
Yeah,
scared
I
of, Nora?
will.
If you wait 5 minutes, tell me if you wait longer.
I mean, we're literally staying the night here. I say we just chill for a bit and just hang out in the rope trick. It lasts 2 turns per level. I'm like level 7 or something.
So
Just wait
140
20
minutes. That's like 2
Let's wait 20
hours.
minutes.
20 minutes. Okay.
Well, we can wait 20 minutes. What happens?
Yeah, tell me what happens in 20.
Eventually, the sound of the carriage bells stops. It sort of fades off into the distance, and there's no sign of passerby whatsoever.
Weird.
All right, let's make camp. I jump out.
Sure. You're gonna have to find a spot to make camp. This isn't the place. So you keep
Yeah.
ascending the mountain, looking for a good spot to make camp. Archie, would you
find the
roll
magic
me?
shield.
Archie, would you roll me a d20? Don't worry about what it is. Just roll the dice.
Good. Right down the middle.
Oh, that can't be
Perfect.
bad.
Yeah.
My spells are, unlike Nick's, I take the good spells. So I take 4 magic missiles, an enlarge, a knock, a web, a deep pockets, and 2 lightning bolts. 2 dimensions.
Yeah, well, I think it does help when you've got a party that doesn't just leave you for dead. And you don't need a bunch of spells to protect you, So you can just take all the damage once. I suppose that does help.
It does.
Just checking Archie for.
Koibu's
just a
too busy targeting you
moment.
in this campaign as well
Great.
too. So I have you doing an appearance for me.
That's true. It's a written rule. It's in the High Level Campaigns book, actually. It's the chapter near the back.
You gotta target the worst player.
You got players who like to be in the center of the action all the time.
Oh, I see. Victim
Uh-huh.
blaming, is it?
Yeah, you keep going up the mountains until eventually you find what is cleared as like a little camp spot alongside the road, a place that people must use frequently for this exact purpose.
We don't use that. We do not use that.
It's
part.
No,
flat, and there's like a collection of stones that have
That's
ash
the
within
issue.
them.
No, Captain.
What is it? Surely this is safe if people stay here.
This area is fucked up. We don't use this spot. Let's go into just the woods where we can't be seen. We heard
It's a
the bells.
steep mountain, though. There's not like going to be flat ground to sleep in very comfortably anywhere up there.
I don't need to relearn spells.
Okay.
No, let's just stay in
we-
the campground.
Captain, you gotta trust me.
Archie,
This
sail.
is a-
What, your vote. Do you want to sleep on the side of the cliff or
I
do you want
give-
to sleep here?
Sail, brother. I give you a wink. I give you a wink and I kind of point to the monkey.
What the fuck?
Listen, my vote is that we get off this goddamn island. I feel like we're burning the candle that we don't have time to burn, but...
Why
Why
do you
should
even
we
care,
use this
Captain? You're not even gonna sleep.
Sail, are we not meant to be laying low here? What is it that's so pressing that you need to be doing?
We're supposed to be getting ready to attack the inner islands. There's a war coming, Captain. We've got monsters to gather.
This
I really
monster's
hope
here.
something comes.
We're here now.
Oh,
I say we
actually,
go into
and
the
I kind of
woods.
go, oh, actually, he's got a point. Ooh.
Maybe
Maybe
we should
we'll
sleep
be
off the road.
allies.
Yes.
I agree. I think in an abundance of caution, I think we should sleep off the beaten path.
What do you think, Seymour? Give me. Yeah,
He just like
said
he
that
pulls your cloak over his shoulder and like
See-
nestles into it, kind of
Seymour
shivering
doesn't
against your
get
neck.
the vote anymore
What?
because he's a
What?
he's mutinous.
Dengar.
Okay. I don't.
Seymour Dengar, please use his full
That-
name.
Haven't you heard? The lords of the outer rim have no power anymore. Whatever. Fine. No, find us somewhere to sleep. We'll wait here. Come and get us.
I go to the most uncomfy looking area, Koibu.
You find a practically vertical rock with a 45-degree angle section next to it, with a couple of trees nearby that you might be able to brace your legs against, and a bush that will catch you if you fall. It is, the ground here is fairly thin. There's bedrock underneath it and bedrock against the upside of the mountain. Below you is just sort of an endless tumble if you should somehow make it past those bushes. Do you want to be within sight of the
Stone-shaped little. Oh, sorry.
of
go
what?
ahead. I
Left
was going to
tone?
say, could I stone-shaped little bunk beds into the side of the mountain?
Yes, if you have your stone-shaped spell, you could flatten this area and make it serve as a very fine campground.
Oh,
Perfect.
sick. Yeah.
Nice
Excellent.
work, Sal.
The best of both worlds.
Yeah, your spell is cast. You shape the ground. You have some clay, I assume, and boom! Now you've got a nice flat, even area. You don't even have to
I
worry
don't
about falling
wanna
off the
see
mountain.
road.
Yeah. Then this spot is well outside of the road's vision.
Nice try,
It's a
Koibu.
narrow ledge. One way leads back in the direction of the road and towards, the castle and all the other things. The other just leads to the north, somewhere into the vast expanse of mountains here on Alba Island. And everyone settles in for a night. No fires, I assume. You're trying to remain hidden, yeah? So it's just a cold,
Cold night.
damp night in the middle of winter up in the haunted mountains.
I snuggle up with my monkey.
I will wander around the campsite a little bit in the night. See if I can't look down on the town we've come from.
No, you can't see the town. You're well too deep in the mountains. Rows pass between you and the town. The trees are tall here. You can't even glimpse the smoke rising from town campfires or hearths or anything like that.
Do I see the lifeblood of any creatures in the forest?
Well, you're gazing around and you can spot like a squirrel that pops its head out of a knot in a tree to take a look and then, quickly curls back up a few minutes later. You spot a few birds nestled in and amongst branches and in their nests. There's not much out here, but you do see a few things.
Okay, yeah. I wait. Well, I try and rest my eyes, I guess.
Yeah. As everyone begins to settle down, there's a very clear... There's a sound that comes on the wind, and each one of you quickly recognizes it for what it is, but it's still sort of hushed and almost like, it's faint. It's just a single word across the winds. It's Archie. And as everyone hears it, everyone sort of looks around, and you can see in each other's eyes that everybody has heard that name, Archie, spoken across the wind.
Normal laugh a bit. We came here for John, but it seems like
This was meant to be my thing.
Archie will just get up. Hello?
We all wait.
Archie. Comes the call again.
You guys want to go check this out?
I don't know. I'm a little tired.
Where is it you want to go?
I don't. Can we make out like a direction ahead?
No way. No way. I mean, there's steep mountain behind you, steep mountain in front of you. One goes the road, one is into the deep mountains. It's got to be. Hopefully, it's one of the side routes, but
Well, has anything ever good happened from going? I asked. Noram asks, has anything ever good happened from going to a whisper in the wind? Do we want to go to this?
It's, I mean, saying my name. Kind of want to figure out how they know my name. No.
This is a strange land. It could be some kind of beast that like whispers people's names to make them leave their camp or something. You know, like a
Didn't say that,
siren, but
Sale.
on land.
A land siren.
Yes, a land siren. We are on like evil Nightcrawler Island.
If it's something good, they'll come to us.
Gee.
Maybe it's a nightcrawler.
It's up to you, Archie.
What
I d-
if?
I walk a few feet away from Archie and cast Detect Magic and see if I can see anything.
Yeah, you get outside of the range of the shield. You get far enough away from Archie that you feel comfortable casting the spell, and you've got to focus, right? You get like a path before you. So which direction do you want to scan first?
I'm just like, I'll scan to the whatever is to the right.
Towards the road. Okay. Yeah, you scan that area and you detect no magic over there of any kind whatsoever.
I scan the other way and then I go back to Archie.
Yeah, you back to the camp and you scan out away from the road into the forest, and you pick up a faint level of magic that sort of just like steeps the woods. Not one particular source, not like one tree radiating magic, but sort of like out in that direction. Past the area that you just stone shaped is sort of like a faint mist of magic surrounding the forest.
Can you get to school? To die
That's a good question.
Enchantment.
10% chance per level.
The school is enchantment.
Guys, I really don't think we should go into this enchantment woods. I know it's tempting to go and hear what the thing is saying our name for.
Aren't
Hey,
we
it's Archie.
looking for monsters?
Here's
We're
the
looking
thing.
for mundane monsters, not magical.
We do have a shield of. We have a bubble of protection against any bullshit.
That's true.
We could just
Alright.
dip the toe and walk back out. We'll dip the toe.
Let's just dip our toe in. You got me, Sale, my brother.
What are you guys going to
What do
use
you
for
think?
light? Because it's getting dark. And when you're clustered together, what little light does trickle in, you can use to see each other. But if you're going to go romping into the woods, you're going to lose direct moonlight for certain.
I don't really have anything for light.
I've
Spell
spelled that
them.
we're inside the bubble. We probably have to make a torch.
All them useful spells. I'll carry a torch. That's fine. I've got a torch.
We just dip the toe.
We just dip our toe in.
So, you three, what is it we're hoping to find here? As I say as I like strike up the torch.
I'm hoping to find Archie some magical item that the Lady of the Lake has bestowed upon him. That's what I'm looking for, Captain.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, what if it's dryads again, but like evil dryads, and they want to take Archie?
You
Oh,
think
yeah,
they
I
maybe
forgot
know my
about
name
that.
from the tree lady that we met?
Yeah, wasn't she like on you? She like wanted it. She was gonna take you. Like they took that other guy.
Wait, you told me they were going to take me.
They were definitely too. Yep.
For sure, yeah. I want to know where they know my name.
All right, fine. Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go. We'll just do a little bit of wandering.
Yeah.
Just listen for it. Keep calling out to it, Archie. Make it talk. We can follow the sound.
I'm here. Hello. Tree people.
Okay, wait,
Yeah.
listen.
So, I'm sorry, I missed it. I was writing notes down. Who has a light source?
I do.
And what is your
Mr.
light
Ware.
source?
A torch.
Is this a torch that you've improvised or a torch that you already had on your character sheet?
Well, let me just check if I've got any left.
I have wool and animal fat.
I have a tinderbox. Okay, no. It's a torch I've improvised.
All right, so it's just like a stick that's slightly on fire. Unless you want to use all of your wool and animal fat to make a temporary torch that'll last for half an hour.
No, no, I'm not using.
Okay.
That's my shit.
Okay, fine.
So
It's a
your burning
that's
stick
on
is
fire
pretty
now.
much useless. It's not very useful light whatsoever. Just a single flaming stick is like holding a match up. You'd need a roaring stick to make any light, but even a roaring stick needs, confinement and something to bounce
I
heat
actually
off of
have
and
it.
extra sources. What do you got?
I have ceremonial candles on.
You could light some ceremonial candles. They would provide
Boom.
some light. Absolutely.
3 ceremonial candles. I take one. Winners takes one, and Sale takes one.
All right. So
Okay.
our party is holding these ceremonial candles. Yeah, and as
Going
you
into
walk,
the mystery woods.
you have to block the in front so the wind doesn't blow them out, and then you can stop and like hold the candle and see what's nearby. But the lighting is it's nice to have. It's reassuring and
It
provides
is reassuring.
a touch of warmth. You
I am
walk off.
scanning the woods for life forms, Neal.
You walk off the safe section of the path that was made for you with the stone-shaped spell and into the woods. The creaking of the twigs, the snapping of the branches underneath your feet gives away your location. And it takes a few minutes of like carefully creeping along this uncomfortable slanted ledge well out of the way of the road, out of sight of anyone who could come help, before you hear the voice again. And it's a little bit gentler now. It's more Archie.
Say my name.
That's like she's getting herself going already, Archie.
That
Sounds
sounds
voice sound
nice.
closer.
She does sound nice, yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, you call out to the woods, and a shape approaches.
Finally.
Yeah.
What do you have for us? I say.
Yeah. As your eyes adjust, you see the shape that you thought was just, a branch that happened to be creaking particularly heavy under a gust of wind that blows, above the trees, not quite through the trees, and it kind of just bent one of these branches down. And it looks like a person for a moment, and then it's gone. And the voice does not come back.
We keep wandering in, Koibu.
You wander deeper into the enchanted woods.
Oh, we gotta go deeper. Yeah.
I stop the party and say, okay, we dipped the toe. Nothing came of it. Let's go back to camp.
No,
The toe
Sale.
has been dipped.
Sale, I saw something.
What did
Archie,
you
you saw
see?
it, right?
Do
It was.
you
Did I
want to carry on?
It was like a lady. She ducked in behind the
It's just,
tree.
it was
and I'll
just,
point
that was
way.
just a
What did
tree.
What did she look like?
No one will describe a beautiful woman. Her
Okay,
hair was
well,
white.
hang on.
She had
I wa-
piercing blue eyes.
Wait, I want you to think about this, Niram.
Yeah.
Imagine you're like a magical monster living in a forest, and you wanted to entice someone in, right?
I get that, but I point at the shield. We got the shield, right?
Yeah, but we know
Come
that
on.
works against magic. We don't know what this is.
We put a toe in.
I
Let's
just
put a foot in.
want to know what knows my name.
He wants to know. Archie doesn't get many things, guys. Let's give him
Maybe they were talking to a different Archie. Like there's another person here, and they talk to them, and
Come on.
Nah,
Let's just go past that tree and normal point
No,
at a
it's-
tree like
you know
20
what?
feet away.
ma-
Come on, just
maybe,
that tree for my curiosity.
Okay, we'll go to
We
the.
have the magic shield.
As long as we admit this is about you, Nilram, and not about Archie.
Well, it's about me, I guess now.
Okay, fine. So, Nilram, we'll follow you into the enchanted woods at night.
No one will lead it with Archie next to him with the shield. We go
Great.
20 more feet, Koibu. Back to
Yeah!
the tree where we saw her.
Brave men with candles walk into the woods another 20 feet. You get to the branch, and lo and behold, what do you find but a shawl sort of stuck to the edge, the other side of the branch, weighted, down on top of it. The shawl is probably what caught the wind to help make the branch blow when that gust came
Believe
overhead.
me now, I say to them.
Yeah, I believe you. That's why we shouldn't carry on.
I will inspect the shawl.
I just
It's white, but dirty and old, like it's been here for a little while, maybe a little bit beginning to fall apart. It's a nice, gentle, lacy, silken shawl that a fancy lady might wear around their head and shoulders on a lightly nippy day.
Hold on.
Does it smell funky?
Hold on.
It smells like the
Appraising check.
grave.
Are you telling me that you hold the shawl to your mouth and inhale deeply?
I'm kind of like, is there a pong coming off it? I'm not like sniffing it.
No, you can't smell it from a distance. What were
I
you gonna...
grab it and do an appraising check.
That's fine materials. It's not silk. It's definitely linen, but the lace on it is all very hand done and very slowly made. It just smells like pine trees right now, and soil and sort of rain in the air.
Archie, call out, and I hand him the shawl.
Hello? I'm here. Hello? It's Archie. What's your name?
The
Would you like
forest
to
does
hear a
not
joke?
respond.
Well, it's up to you guys. My curiosity is certainly piqued. I would continue going forward, but I'll leave it to a vote. Nothing can stop us. We're unstoppable. We have this. I point to the magic shield. Up to you.
Remind me again why we left the island, Norm.
Find monsters. And to
Right.
get you some sort of ability.
No, but why we left our Sulphur Island? Why we abandoned it?
Because you didn't reel me in.
Because there is something that can threaten us. Quite clearly, your theory of us being invincible is not quite true. But listen, Archie, if you want to find out,
and I show you the thing.
I suspect whatever's going on this island harbors, more dangerous fauna than you might typically expect. Could
I
be
throw you this shawl.
a ghost or something, a specter.
With your
A
new ability,
banshee.
can you smell it and maybe track it?
Let me, yeah. Have you got a biscuit I could have just to get me in the mood?
Hey, I'm just saying, Captain, try it. You haven't tried anything. You just kind of stand around looking at squirrels at night.
Fine.
Just give me a go.
I try and smell the shawl, Neal.
It has no scent whatsoever.
No one laughs.
It doesn't smell of anything, Norm.
I know it doesn't, you fucking dullard. You can't smell. And he cracks up, I guess.
Archie, are we carrying on or should we go back to the camp? It's your call.
I'll call out one more time. Hello?
It's
Nothing?
eerily quiet.
Just
We
the
can go
wind on the trees, the crunching of your own feet on the ground.
No, let's get out of here.
Normal
Fuck
point.
it.
Normal points. I just saw her again. She was doing this.
Shut the fuck up.
Can I do a persuasion check, Koibu?
You want to
I would've-
lie to your
Yes.
crewmate?
I do.
Opposed charisma, let's go.
Yeah, opposed charisma. Who's doing it?
I'm
It
doing
should be
it.
1.
Let's go.
Do I get any
23.
bonuses here, Koibu?
I
Do you
think
fuck?
so.
31.
Well,
I
You
believe
might have a
that
point.
Milram believes. But
Norm
I
will
do not
describe
care.
the lady. It looked like she needed help. Not that I would usually care, but it's up to you guys. Norm will take a few steps forward, like he's gonna go, and hope his party continues after him.
You can go on your own. You know what? I dipped my toe. I want to go back to the camp. It was a nice camp.
Archie, what are you doing? I'm with you.
I mean, he said she looked like she needed help, and she was asking for me. So, let's take a look. Magic Man saw her. She can't be that
Alright.
far.
Sail. Keep our beds warm.
Oh,
No,
well,
Sail
no.
can't.
I'm-
Yeah.
no. This is. I'm going with you, but I just want to know.
Come on.
But I said this was a bad idea.
We'll go like normal count as we're walking, and we'll go 55.3 feet more in, and then we'll turn around. He'll be like, all right, that's enough.
Great.
So we go 50 feet
That's only another 18 steps into the woods, and it's not very far at all. It's just another crunch, 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 crunch into
take
the
a look
woods. And the section that you're in, that like steep mountain cliff face with the steep running part below it. Sort of faded away at this part, this deep into the woods, and more to like a level area. In fact, you can't even see the height of the mountains. You can feel the slope here is a little bit gentler. You know, it's only like 10 or 15 degrees instead of 30 or 40. And you crunch deeper into the winds. When a nice gust will blow by. Can everyone with a candle please make me a dex check to, you know, cover your flame in time and make sure your candles don't blow out?
Am I also holding a candle? I forgot.
I don't know who
Just
the...
you-
because you're holding like the shield.
True. Yeah.
You're also holding the weapons.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Mooton's candle will blow out. The other two will stay nice and lit, and you can easily
Can I
relight
take
yours.
a few seconds to relight mine?
Yeah.
Just put
You
it
get
on theirs.
close to them and relight it. And as the three of you are huddling around to relight Mr. Mooton's candle, Archie, you hear this distant, like, playful giggling coming from down the path opposite of where these other three are starting to get these candles lit. Sort of just like a...
Guys, there's a giggle. They're
Hold on, Archie. I'm lighting my candle.
Don't interrupt him.
Yeah, the
He's
candle sort of
me
like...
light my candle, and we start bickering.
Let the man talk, Norum.
I just heard someone giggling from right over there. Quick.
All right, let's go.
Well, you're having trouble lighting these things. You know, you bring them close
Hold on,
together,
Captain,
they're sort
stop
of
moving
big,
it.
and the wind is blowing, and it's kind of getting fucking annoying.
Archie, just use your eyes. Check it out. Hold on, Sail, come here, and he'll like kind of grab your candle and like move it forward, trying to.
I
light
roll
the
my eyes, Archie.
Is it lit?
My candle, sorry.
I needed to see.
What does Archie do while we finish lighting our candle?
I'm going after it.
Okay.
Archie,
we need
would
to
you please roll me
before
a
anything,
d20?
We also need to roll how long it takes the candle to light.
Don't
Should
worry
be
about
fair.
that. It's
Okay,
you know,
okay.
it's
Just
kind of a
trust him, Nick.
windy, cold night. Everyone's hands are shaking a little bit. 13.
We're gonna get a good magic item here, boys.
Yeah, I can feel it now, actually.
I need to go here.
Because any reasonable person would have turned back at this point.
That's right.
All right, great. You guys get your candle lit. It's good. You got it.
All right. What did you see now, Archie? Take
You
a
look up. You don't see Archie. It's dark everywhere. Nick, you're looking about and you don't even see the signs of Archie's
No.
life force in the fucking woods.
It's all right.
Archie! Archie! I call out. Where did he go? This is your fault, Pilgrim. You stupid candle.
Why did
Oh,
he
what's
wander off?
wind?
Where is he? We need to find
He's-
him.
We do need
Captain,
to find
you
him.
saw him. Which way did he go? Or which way was he going? You looked.
Yeah, I did look. The giggle, that was the direction he went.
We go.
Three of you together wander into the
If we're
woods.
not gonna split up.
hang on. Maybe we should split up to look for him.
You genius, Captain. We can cover.
We
more
can cover more ground.
We did not split up. We follow in the direction he went.
Yeah, he definitely went in a single direction, and you can tell what direction he went in because he pointed in that way. And then you fuddled with your candles and looked up, and he was already too deep in the woods, outside of the realm of anyone's eyesight. And so you wander into the woods.
Archie!
Yeah, your calls are loud and they echo back at you. You can hear them sort of, Archie, echoing back off of the trees and the canyon walls. But there's no
No one gets a bit
reply from
panicked.
Archie.
Okay, what's Archie doing? Let's go to him as we're looking for him.
We'll get to Archie eventually. What are you guys doing?
We keep looking.
We're out of range. I'm gonna cast the light spell.
Oh, for God's sake. He's had light this whole time.
He couldn't
Yeah,
cast
but
it.
in the shield.
Right. Oh, yeah. Good point.
So you get 15 feet away from MrMouton. You know, you recede
No,
into the
Archie has the
darkness.
shield. Archie has the shield.
Okay, right. Archie has the shield. Excellent. So you can cast light on a stick or on a rock or whatever, and that thing will then shed light, or you can cast it into an area and the light won't move, but it'll just permanently light that zone. What would you like to do?
I would like to cast light on my rapier.
Excellent. Your rapier sheds, I want to say 20 feet of light? 40 feet of light? Let me double check.
Yeah, it's like a
20
really good
feet.
torch.
Yeah, it's a great torch, and it's, very bright light around here. 20-foot globe.
Here's a question.
Yeah.
Can I just like light up an area with fairy fire as well?
Fairy fire.
You link
Or
it
do I
up
have to be
for
able to see it? It
Let's
can.
So I think fairy fire does 10 square feet per level. So what level? Your 7th level is it?
Yes.
So you could do 70 square feet, which would be like a couple of trees. Most of the way up the trunks, or you could do like a couple of people. I think a person is 10 square feet themselves.
In theory, if we wanted to go back to the camp, which way would you say that is? Navigator?
What would you want, Koibu? Navigation check, intelligence check?
I mean, it's right behind you. You just walk that way.
Okay, good. Just making sure we know where we are.
I won't cast fairy fire, but I do have light on my thing.
Yep. We keep
Okay.
going after where he went.
Yeah.
Probably hurrying.
Yeah. You hurry deep into the woods, the pine needles and twigs crunching underfoot now as you push deeper into the darkness of the forest.
I want to say this. As we're walking, what I'm doing is I'm holding the candle behind me, leaving a small little wax trail.
Well, if you're going to
It's
hold the
not gonna be
candle, you
perfect.
can't hurry. Because to walk with the candle you have to shield the front of it. It's a very slow march with candles. Otherwise, they just
Okay.
sputter out.
I don't care about the candle anymore.
It's fine. I will
I'm
mark
in
trees as we go with my dagger. Does that work?
No, I'll just leave well, it can. I have 5 pounds of dust. I guess that could get blown.
Yeah, dust is
Sure,
hard to see in the forest.
I will
You
just
can mark the trees, yeah.
I'll X trees every few.
But we
Every
gotta go
few
quick.
trees, you just like hack it at it with your sword or your
Yeah.
dagger. So the whole party is sort of
With
like
a dagger.
walking forward, pausing. You're cutting through the bark and marking a clear X, and then walking forward a little bit and pausing. So it's a slow go forward.
It's not that slow.
I'd also like to cast protection from evil on Nilram.
Well, I protected from
It's slower than just walking fast. Yeah.
Yeah, it's slower than walking at a normal pace.
Yeah.
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 Okay, so it's a slow progression into the woods, marking trees here and there, looking for Archie, calling out his name. And 10 more minutes deep into the woods, and
Oh
there's no
my
sign of
God.
him.
If we killed Archie.
There's no way.
You mean if he killed Archie? I say looking at
Koibu wouldn't do that. It'd be too cringe. People would be so mad at him. He's already got enough heat on him.
Like I care
say-
what people think.
I say we. Well, I don't know. Captain, I don't know. Do we go back?
Well,
Maybe
let's
we have
just
to find
think.
him.
Hang on. Let's just think for a second, okay? He only just disappeared. He would be able to hear us. Would you agree?
Wait, maybe he's in the trees. Maybe a tree picked him up and took him up.
He'd be able to hear us. He'd be able to see the light. If he was trying to find us and he wasn't enthralled, he'd be coming back to us right now. So we've got to assume that whatever crazy shit's going on in this forest has him enthralled, and therefore I don't know that we can just leave him.
Yep.
Well, whatever's trying to enthrall him, it should be thwarted by his magical shield.
Do you not remember the conversation we had on the ship? I mean, who knows how vampire magic works?
I do.
Does a vampire's charm work through magic?
I know. Well, let's keep looking, and I guess we keep walking. I don't know where though.
As far as I'm aware, Vampire's Charm doesn't work through protection from evil, Captain.
Doesn't.
You cast
Does,
it on Nilram, you said, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. All right.
Do we go
Does the
back,
rest of
Captain?
us.
Do we go forward?
How are the trees
call.
here, Neal? Are the trees like are they like dead? Are there leaves on them?
No, they're quite living. They're evergreens. They're ponderosa pines that are scattered along this mountain ridge.
So climbing a tree would offer me no advantage
Yeah, it would
in
be
seeing Archie.
right.
'Cause I'd
Yeah,
be blocked
there's
by the canopy,
just
yeah.
so many trees here that it wouldn't give you any. In fact, it's much easier to see on the ground floor where the trees, the branches start a few feet up. Than
Let's
it would
talk
be
about
up in
this,
the-
Captain. The people who are in real danger, it's not Archie. Archie can handle himself. It's probably us.
Well, I think we're both in danger, but we've got magic weapons.
Archie. That's true. Archie has a magic shield.
Is that enough?
Yeah.
Did we go back? Did we go forward? What do you think?
We have to find him. We can't leave. He's our brother. We can't leave
Well, what
him.
if he's back at camp?
What,
If
he
I
was-
lost a kid in the town, I would tell the kid would meet me at my house probably, rather than.
Archie's not going to be able to find his way back to the camp.
Archie's
Well, if he's
smarter
back at
than
the
you give
camp-
him credit for, Captain.
Well, if he's back at the camp, he'll be there all night, right? Because he'll wait there
Could
for
be.
us.
Yeah. That makes sense. Okay, I agree with that. Let's keep
J-
looking, I guess.
We keep looking. Do you know what, Norum? I try and do one thing, and you have to hijack it. And now look what you've done.
Captain, you are the one who makes the decisions. Why do you keep listening to me?
Do you remember before when you said the reason we're fucked is because I didn't reel you in? I should have realized that I'm not as smart as I like to think I am. I should have reeled you in right then. You fucking admitted it.
You should have, yes. I didn't think that there was anything in these woods, Captain. I just wanted to fuck with you guys, but here we are. Now,
I take
where
a
the
moment.
fuck is Archie? And Norum will scream out. He'll scream at the top of his lungs. Archie!
Guys, I have an idea. I start trying to set fire to a tree. If it's a dryad, they'll be really angry if we do this.
What if
I
it's
didn't
not a
think you'd be able to
dryad?
set-
Are you
Then we
just gonna
just
start a
not
forest?
fire.
Okay.
We'll be here for hours trying to set a tree on fire, Sale.
It's true.
Sail. Let's
Just
keep
find
looking
him,
for 10 more
sense.
minutes.
Oh, can not one of you just use one of your spells to find him, please? And stop fucking around. Like, you had a light spell this whole time. Just use your Find Archie spell or whatever.
I
can go and
cast the
track him
light
down.
spell the second we weren't in the shield. You need to watch yourself, okay?
Norum,
We
you must have some
will-
sort of Find Archie spell, right?
Yes.
Just
Norum will
stop fucking
cast
around.
lightning
Good.
bolt at a- Norum will cast lightning bolt at a few trees.
You obliterate, roll me some damage, a section of wood. The
76, I think?
sound cracks through the air, causing trees to split in twain. And a few moments later, you see Archie headed back in your direction.
I got him, boys. You're welcome.
Well
Archie,
done, mate.
you had heard those sounds and kind of wandered into the woods and found that you couldn't find your way back to the party, and it was quiet. And I assume you called for them, and it wasn't until you heard a lightning bolt split the area that you were able to see light coming from one direction, and there was the party. And you could hurry back up and see the light cast from Sail's rapier.
Okay.
Wait, before he gets too close, we need to relight the candles. I like hold up my hand. He's gonna
Wait.
put out the light.
Wait. What if that's not really him?
Of course it's him.
Well, it's a
Who
bit
else would it be?
convenience.
Here, I'll-
It's a
I'll-
big,
I'll do
it's a
something
big
then.
convenience.
I cast a magic missile at it. Here you go. 44. 44
what?
plus
At
4.
what?
At Archie.
What?
He has a
You-
magic shield that
Oh, true.
anti-magic shield. If it is Archie, it won't work. If
Yep.
it isn't, it will hit.
Your
Okay.
4 missiles
That's
rip
fucking
through the
big brain.
air and vanish before they reach Archie, doing 0 damage to him.
Archie.
It's Archie.
I look at Norum and give him a nod. All right, well, I guess you were right. You did find him. Archie, what happened? Did you find the giggling?
Neal, do I remember anything?
Yeah, there was that sound and that giggling, and you
Yeah.
went off to look for it, but you didn't quite see it. So,
Yeah.
what would you have done if you didn't quite see it, but you keep hearing it in the distance, and your party told you to go look? You'd go look, right? You'd wander a little closer, and then
Yeah.
you couldn't see the party anymore. You couldn't see the candles, and then what? What would you do if you got lost in the woods by yourself with no candle?
I guess I would try to go find the next source of light and like look around and see if I can find my party again. Yell
Mhm.
around a little bit, stuff like that.
Yeah, that's pretty much exactly what happened. You wandered around a little bit, yelled, looked for light, and then you heard a crack of thunder that sort of like rolled off the walls of things. And as you looked around for the source of the crack, all of a sudden there's like a large, circle of light in one direction. And that was the party. And then Nilram tried to magic missile you.
Yeah. No, that's I just wandered into the darkness, and now I'm back here. I didn't see anything. This is it. We're back. That's all.
I guess, are we done then?
I think we're done.
I guess.
Yeah, you guys must be getting tired.
You
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to take a nap.
All right,
Mhm.
come on. Let's
Yeah.
follow the X's.
You follow the X's until you get to the point where you had first started making them, and you look back into the woods.
I made a point saying to Nilrim, where was the camp from here? And he pointed in a direction. I would
Yeah.
go that direction.
Yeah, that doesn't really look familiar, Captain.
There must be another X. Look around here.
Well, you didn't start
Captain,
making them
we
until
didn't
you were
make X's the whole way. Just follow me, and Nilrim will go the direction he knows.
right.
No, but I'm saying there's no way we would know that this is the last X, right?
You might remember what the first tree looked like that you put the X upon.
Might do.
Mm-hmm.
We
Yeah,
have
no
our
room.
light. We would be able
Yeah.
to find our way much easier now,
Want a
right?
navigation check?
That's true. Now you got like a big 20-foot globe of light. I don't need a navigation check because there's no stars by which to navigate. There's just the darkened woods that our party is lost in.
Lost. We're not
Lost.
Lost is a
Proper-
strong word. I think what you mean to say is that we found a better camp.
Yeah.
Well,
So
you
wait, what you
could
were
settle
saying-
down and rest here, but this is not the place that you had made for camp, and you're not sure which way the road is anymore.
So wait, where's the mountain? I'm gonna like find the slope of the mountain that we were on.
Ah,
head
yeah, you
towards
can.
it,
you
and then
can
go
s-
left, because whichever way we went around the mountain, we just go anti-clockwise back the other way. And
Right.
we will get closer to where we were.
Right. Okay.
I'll say that to the party. Does that sound logical, guys?
Well, I also think now that you're on it, like if we're on the downslope of the mountain, we can just
Go
walk
up.
back up the slope and eventually we'll find the road.
Yeah, surely. Unless this forest is cursed to make you lost, right?
Yeah, unless there's some sort of strange enchantment magic covering the entire forest.
We all laugh.
we laugh, yeah. That would be ridiculous.
And we continue on.
Yeah. You go up the slope, and it stays at like a 10-degree slant, and up you hike. 5 minutes turns into 15 minutes, turns into 20 minutes, and you're pretty sure
Okay, well,
camp
hold
wasn't
on.
20 minutes
Yeah.
away. Yeah.
It wasn't. We would have stopped
Yeah.
at around 10 minutes, I think.
So is the ground
Um,
still sloped the exact same it was, no matter
Yeah,
which
it's
direction we
still
go?
it's still like that, 10, 15-degree slope, and changes in this part. It gets a little flat, and then this part's a little steeper, but it's generally like.
All right, well, it worked the last time, Captain. Maybe just hit another lightning bolt.
Well,
Okay.
well,
Hang
Maybe
on.
there's like a fog covering us that's hiding.
What if there's some creature here that somehow knows exactly how your stupid brain works and knows that if it fucks with us long enough, you'll cast all of your spells and then it'll attack us and then I'll get fucking almost killed. Again.
That's true.
true. So I
So I
think
do-
What do you?
I think
what do you
the problem is
suggest? Oh, I have an idea.
okay.
Great.
Okay, no one will pull out 50 feet of rope. Captain,
Hmm.
Genius.
Climb
yes.
climb up above the canopy,
hmm
and you can see the way out.
I can see the road. Maybe.
If you climb all the way up above the canopy at the bare minimum, you can maybe see the
Mhm.
road.
Except for the pitch black dark.
Take his rapier.
That's only 20
but
feet of
it's only
light. You're not
20
going to
feet of light.
see the road. You won't see anything up there. And getting to the tip top of a canopy is difficult. That means you got to find the tallest tree. Might involve climbing multiple trees.
You know, I could just do with the break, Nora, so I am going to climb the tree. I will climb the tree now. Next to me.
Did
I put the
Nilrim-
rope onto him. Yes.
Okay. You give him a rope, and he ascends the tree. Climbing trees is not difficult for a rogue. You can
True.
easily scamper your way up this thing, gripping and climbing and pushing and pulling until you get very near the top, until the tree begins to like sway under your weight. And you don't have the rapier, right? They still have it down there.
Yeah.
Yeah. But as you get to the top of the tree and gaze down, you do not see the light down there from his spell. It is a pitch black vision to the ground below you.
What does he
I
see
try
up
and
there? Anything?
Climb. Yeah, do I see the I
You know,
see it. It's pitch
it's
black, right?
dark. Yeah, it's a very deep, overcast night. The wind is sort of blowing the trees and fluttering your cloak, making it hard to hold on and spewing small bits of dust in your eyes. It is very uncomfortable conditions to be gazing out,
No
and
one
it's
will
just
call up.
the dark sea.
Are there stars, Captain? Can you see the stars?
You're not hearing any of this, you know. There's nothing
It's quite
happening
peaceful.
below you.
I take
Wait.
I take a moment.
Nilrim will pull on, tug on the rope a little bit. Does it tug?
Well, hold on, Nilrim.
Okay,
Well,
sorry.
you're down there. You know nothing of what he sees. You just see the
I'm
captain
taking a
scramble
little-
a tree.
correct.
I'm
I
taking a
scream
little
at him. He doesn't answer.
little rest up here, ignoring Nilrim. I'm not sure if I'm just doing a really good job of phasing him out, or if he's just decided to shut up for 5 minutes, but I enjoy it.
Nilrim
I look
screams
around.
again. The same thing. No answer.
Yeah, there's no answer from Captain John.
He'd pull on the rope a little bit.
It's taut. It's stuck onto something. Probably a person. Maybe a branch.
Hey, he'll wait.
I wait a little bit. I take a little breath. I give it like 5 minutes, Neal, at the top of this tree. Can I hear the ocean?
No. The only sound you can hear is the wind blowing through the trees and the occasional distant crowing of some bird.
I know where this mountain is on the map. Should I be able to hear the ocean? I'm a seasoned
No,
sailor.
you're up on a mountain. You can't hear the
Okay.
ocean unless you're at the ocean.
Okay. 5 minutes later, I'll climb back down to be reunited with my party.
Yeah, you scamper back down, and at some point the light becomes visible again to you, and you all of a sudden feel a heavy tug on your waist as Nilrim gives you a solid yoink. And I
Hey,
need you to make me a
watch it.
strength check or tumble off the tree.
Just for
problem.
clarification, I wasn't pulling the entire time. I just did the 2 pulls. But yeah, I understand. Cool.
Yeah,
No, I
you-
can't see it. It's pitch black.
Yeah. Now, meanwhile, down below, John climbed up, vanished into the trees, and then stopped responding to your calls and stopped responding to your tugs. And after a few moments, another tug that was given does produce a cry from John and a scamper back down.
John, why weren't you responding to me? Did you see the stars?
No, there's no stars. It must be overcast or something. It's weird. That canopy's thick. I couldn't even see the light up there.
It doesn't make
You can
sense.
hear me?
No, I'm just enjoying the silence.
Nilrim scoffs.
Listen, this woods here, it's clearly enchanted. I was obviously outside of it, maybe. Like that fog bank that we passed on the way here, From the outside, you can't see in, but once you're inside, you can't see either.
I think there is some magic going on here. When I cast Detect Magic earlier, this whole forest was in a vague shade of magic. We walked in one direction that logically should have taken us to the mountain, up the slope, and we're still on the slope. Something is going on here. We're like, I don't know, Nilrim, do you understand dimensions? Are we like trapped in like some forest dimension or something?
I
Or-
understand everything about dimension.
Oh yeah,
I'm a
you had that on your
dimensionalist.
CV.
Yeah.
You said dimensionalist, yeah. All right, cool.
Nilrim
Well,
will call out to the forest. Excuse me, little girl. I will kind of like hold out the shawl. We seem to be lost, but we found this. Is this yours? And I'll wait a few seconds.
You
Nothing.
talk to the woods, but they do not talk back to you.
are you
I'll
finished?
call out. What do you
Oh.
want?
No response. Just
All right.
speaking to the woods.
Screw this. I'm sitting down. Let's just rest here. What are we even looking for? Just a flat piece of dirt?
True, we didn't leave anything at the camp.
Yeah.
You stay on
Well-
lookout, Captain.
We
Yep.
need to get out
Well,
of here.
Do we?
I-
We'll get out in the morning.
But we walked in one direction. What if there's no more mornings?
Don't be silly.
Don't be silly.
What if we get stuck here forever? This is like some forest dimension or something. We're like
Well, if
Stuff like this never happens on the sea, dude.
If we've stuck here forever, you check it tomorrow, right? We've got forever to get out.
what if there's a timer? What if there's like a door closing behind us, okay? I think we should act now.
Sail, what would you have us do? I'm getting
cast
rather
another
tired of
lightning
wandering.
bolt.
We
Fuck it, yeah, why not? Use another spell.
Normal. Look for I don't know, whatever way he thinks is correct. So we're going
And then he
up.
blows it up.
We're going
Yeah.
up the mountain.
Sure.
I'm gonna cast it that way because I remember that we were going up. So Norm will cast a lightning bolt.
Up the
through
slope.
Up the slope a little bit. Yeah, here's your damage.
Great. Now you can
6.
make lightning bolts appear either directly from your fingers or some feet away, and then it travels either in a 10-foot wide beam or a 5-foot wide beam with twice the range. So describe to me the lightning bolt that you're creating.
5-foot wide beam,
Mhm.
10 feet away from me,
Mm-hmm.
as far as it can go.
Yeah, it just blasts through trees, sending them into splinters and starting
And then I
a small fire.
grab the party and I run us through that area.
Great.
We'll
Party
keep
in
going.
tow. You run up the mountain through the split area. You can see fire has started on the ground in one small spot. Does anyone stop to put out the fire in the forest full of pine trees?
No.
No,
Nope.
No.
I've never
Seymour?
seen a pine tree in my
Let's
life.
see.
You want me to roll for Seymour?
No, there's no way Seymour would put out a fire. He's not that sort of monkey.
He likes fire, if anything.
Yeah, Seymour smiles upon seeing the fire.
He's a chaos monkey.
Okay. Gotta check my forest fire tables.
Oh, come on. You said it was humid.
Yes, it's cold and humid. That does make it less likely to start. Oh yeah, passes.
True.
No problems. It smolders and burns and catches fire and spreads into the small brambles nearby. But pine needles aren't, super great. And ones that have naturally fallen. If you dry out your Christmas tree, that'll go up in flames real fast. But if you ever just grab a handful of pine needles off the ground from a regular old pine forest and toss it on your fire, they smolder, they do burn, but they're not as good kindling and lighting fluids as you would like. So the forest fire does not begin, and the party runs up the hill in the dark, in the night, burning spells. How long does your light spell last, Sail?
That is a great question. It is scrolling up. 1 hour plus 1 turn per level, so that would be in
Oh.
the range of
Yeah,
2 hours.
Yeah, it's 2 hours and 10 minutes. It's a nice long time. Plenty of light to go around. The party goes up and up the hill, and soon you find that the wall on the left side is beginning to close in. The hill slants a little bit more, and there's a sheer cliff to your left. But not it's a 30-degree angle intercepting you. So if you're walking forward, this is kind of coming at the side as you walk as it comes into the light, I should say.
Is this it, guys? Did we find it? We found the cliff that we follow?
Yes.
It looks like a
go.
vertical cliff similar to one that you had seen. You could follow it to the left if that's the right one and take you back to camp, but that also takes you back the direction you've just headed, since it's kind of coming from your same direction. You'd essentially be turning around at a slightly different angle.
It's up to you, Captain. I want you to make this call.
Does one way go up the hill and one way go down the hill?
Yes, following the cliff will bring you back down the hill, and then you could keep going forward, which brings you continually further and further up the hill, or you could go to your right, which is across the hill.
I'm having a little trouble visualizing it. Sorry.
All right, so you're on a hill. It heads mostly in one direction. Going forward is uphill. Going to your right is across the hill. To your left, there's a vertical cliff, but it's not 90 degrees to your left. It's a 30-degree angle, so it's going left and forward and left and back. So getting further away from you if you were to go backwards, and getting closer to you if you were to go forward. Does that make sense?
Yeah. When we were going up the road, did it slope up on our right and down on our left, or the other way around?
When you were going, okay, so here's this doodle that you've seen, right? You were going up the road. This blue line is the road. And then you wandered off the path, that orange line, to a spot where there was a cliff face, the gray line, and then the wiggly green line is sort of a downhill from there. right? So that makes sense. So the cliff
I
face
see.
was headed in your direction. Now, since then, going back to the orange line to indicate player movement, you've wandered into these woods, and you don't really know where you are at this point. You're sort of just like walking around. Now you've come to a cliff, which is the gray line again, while you are headed in like this direction.
Okay, we get left.
Yeah, so you're gonna go left, and it'll bring you back in the direction that you would come.
Yes.
Great.
Back towards the road.
That mountain, that cliff area, kind of goes back and back and back and back, and then it curves, inward, and you come across an old cottage. The thatch on the roof is clearly many years old and needs replacing. The stonework of the chimneys covered with lichen and mold. The little picket fence out front is overgrown with vines and weeds and raspberry bushes. There's no light on inside. There's a small path that sort of walks right up alongside the fence. Inside the fence, you can see that there are some like planter boxes in the ground with things in them, but also sort of overgrown. It's too dark to make out from this distance, at least, what are the details of the planter boxes and the things inside the fence. You can barely just see them, but you can see the fence fairly well, and you can see the fireplace very well, and you can see the thatch very well.
Captain, we know our way back. We're at the mountain. Can we just rest for the night? I need to get my spells in the morning.
So you said you didn't need any spells. But yeah,
Oh,
I mean,
it
this
was after casting 2 lightning bolts, I do.
just as long as you admit that it was me that found it. Because we were lost when we were following you, we were lost, and then you told me
As
to
long
pick
as
the
you
direction.
admit I found Archie.
You know, you did find Archie. That's
Okay,
fine.
then
You
you
also
found
lost.
the-
You also lost him though, didn't you?
We lost him. You found this cabin, Captain. I will give you that.
Okay, I found the cabin.
Nobody lost or found. I walked away and then I walked back in. I'm not a dog.
Wait,
Archie, you
Wait,
were
what
gone
do
for like 20 minutes.
wait, what do you mean you found the cabin? We're not going in the cabin, right?
We're sleeping in there, Sale.
Yeah.
Wait, no, it looks comfy.
Were you guys told no ghost stories when you were children? You don't go to a
No,
weird.
ghosts are not real.
What? I talk to ghosts.
Ghosts aren't real. We just need
spirits.
to get a sleep here so we can go and visit the vampires that live on the island.
Yes, I need to sleep. I'm tired. I was the one casting all my good spells. Can we
Yeah,
just
can
take
we
a
just-
load off?
Yeah.
You've been outvoted, Sale. I'll keep watch. If it makes you feel better, I'll check it out first, Sale. Okay. If there's a ghost or a vampire, they're not gonna want me, are they? I walk up to the door, Neal. I cut through, I force my way through
when
the
we go for the
ivy.
cabin, we should split up to cover more ground.
All
We
right,
made
John.
that joke before, Archie, when you were lost.
You come to the fence, picket fence that's overgrown with things. There is a door within it. It's on hinges. You could walk through the door, or you could, break down the fence, or you could hop over the
No.
fence.
Is there a little bell or anything connected to the door? I
No.
detect traps. Okay.
Well, you don't see a bell. Would you like to spend 10 minutes detecting traps in the dark?
I do a brief trap check.
No, it looks just like a regular fence.
I open the gate.
Yeah.
Hello? Is anyone there?
There's no sounds, no voices.
Any room for weary travelers?
None of that. No.
I will, pull my way through the overgrown ivy and shit that's probably in the way.
Mm-hmm. Yep. The gate opens fairly freely. The ivy and vines that are overgrown do not connect the open side of the door to the other side of the fence. So it looks like someone either must use this area contemporarily, or you just got lucky and the vines didn't grow across those two sections of fence because it swings freely.
Okay, I go up to the door.
Yeah, you walk up to the door, and just as
Hello?
you're about to get to the door, you look to your left, and you can see just beyond the picket fence that covers, 2 walls of the building. That's the green thing. There's a monument beyond it, a 4-sided pillar that rises and probably ends in some sort of triangle shape with a larger box at its base, just beyond the fence over here, while the rest of the party's, back on the far side of the fence.
Okay, I note it. and I knock on the door. Hello? Anyone in there?
There's no one in there. At least no one replies.
I think there's some sort of rule about being able to use a cabin in the woods if you're hiking and it's late. I say to myself as I open the door.
Yeah, the door creaks open, and here is a...
When John starts entering, Milram is gonna start walking to go into the to the cabin.
You start
sees
heading,
everything's-
making your way to the cabin, yeah.
With the party, I would assume. But if not, then he'll go in.
Don't forget your good spells, mate. Might need them right now.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. You enter into the cabin. There's a table. There's a large bed. There's a couple other small tables. There's a bookcase with no books in it, but little pots filled with plants on them. Some miscellaneous stuff. It's quite dark in here. Whatever little starlight or moonlight or light that might exist out there doesn't really spill in very far, and so you're finding it very difficult to see anything in here.
I look for a fireplace.
There is
Probably with a big
indeed
cauldron over it.
No, there's no cauldron, but you did see a fireplace on the store side of the picket fence.
Does Milram catch up?
Yeah.
Wait, sorry, is the fireplace is outside or?
No. Like, sorry, the wall that shares the same size as the picket fence, right? You came in through this. This is the fence. This is the fireplace. So you walked in, and you know that the fireplace is this direction.
Yeah. So I go to the fireplace then. I take out my tinderbox. I'm hoping that there's going to be like kindling and wood near the fireplace.
Near the fireplace, but not in the fireplace. There is stuff stacked by, so you can start a fire.
I check
in here.
out the monument.
Yeah, I make a fire. Yeah.
Yeah. What are the Archie and Sail? Are you also coming in, or are you hanging out outside of the cabin?
I'm scouting around the outside of the cabin looking for anything weird, and then if I do go into the cabin, I start barricading every single door, every single window.
Okay. And Archie,
Obsessively.
what are you doing?
Probably just like. Wait, what
Yeah.
even is left here? Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
looking
get nice
around.
and warm, Archie. I call you
Yeah.
in. Archie, come in. There's a fire going.
Honestly,
warm.
yeah. I'm just coming in. I'll just join John and see what's up.
Sure. Sail and Nilram will meet at the monument, just outside of the
My brother.
picket fence, and
Why
we're
are
gonna
you so
take our
scared,
second break right here. And we'll come back on the
It's
other
not
side.
fear.
It's caution.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Tides of Death. MrMouton
MrMouton.
Sail.
and Sail, actually.
My brother.
The two of you have found this monument out beyond the fence. In this area, sort of enclosed by the stone wall. Because we're looking at the map, right? That stone wall that you were following does come in, like, right along here. Actually, not quite that close, but there's a little bit of a gap between the house and the wall. But it does do that. So the house is built near this stone cliff. And you've got to this monument, this tall, maybe 6, maybe 7 foot tall, monolith, square, triangle up top, big box down below, plaque written on it in the common tongue, a little bit overgrown with lichen and brush
the
and
plaque say?
weeds. Yeah, you have to sweep off all the debris on it to take
I
a
touch
look.
it.
Absolutely. And it says Aurora Bethmill, 1105 to 1312.
How long ago was this?
Well, it's currently the year 1515, so that's 400 to 200 years ago.
I say to Sail. Get a load of this loser. Fucking died. Only lived like 20 years.
No, 207 years.
207 years. Couldn't even live 400 years. We're gonna live in his lifetime, Sail.
Yeah, that's interesting. But how long do people normally live now?
I don't think for a moment. I don't know. 80? 80 years?
200. Do you think she has some kind of magic that kept her alive for a long time?
You want
Oh,
to dig
shit.
her up?
Wait, yeah, dude, she's probably got like an amulet or something that kept her alive. Where's,
Oh,
wait,
look.
I'll inspect the obelisk. What else
Well-
is on it? Are there like images?
Now that you're getting a close look at it, the writing is pretty old. It's on this stone. It's been worn by time and lichen and things on it. It's possible that this didn't originally say, that this doesn't say like 1105 to 1312. Like maybe one of those ones is a 7 or something, or maybe a 0's an 8. Like, it's a set in carved out relief part of the rock, but it is old and worn. Is there any other interpretation of those years that might make more sense?
I whisper something to Sale that I'm gonna DM him because I. Okay.
Fine.
Could you say the years again?
1105 to 1312.
And which ones do you think could be misinterpreted?
I mean, the whole thing is old and worn. It was made at the same time. So if you think there's room to reinterpret those.
Yeah, I'll attempt to I'll attempt to verify what Norman was saying.
I don't know what any of that means, so I don't know what Norm is saying.
Norm was.
Oh, sorry. The dates. What the Norm
The
said the
dates.
dates were, and I'll try to see what they were.
Yeah, well, yeah, looks like 1105 to 1312.
I look around. Is there a shovel?
No, but as you look around, you see that there are a bunch of other stones down here, not monoliths sticking up above the weeds, but you seem to be standing in the middle of a small graveyard.
I check the others. What are the dates?
There are names, and there are dates, and there are causes of
Similar
death,
na-
and some have
similar
final
dates?
words. Yeah, the dates are... The oldest one that you can find in 5 minutes of searching has an end date, died on 1325. The earliest birth date that you see within a few moments of looking is that 1105 date. But there's probably, 50 headstones out here, and it would take, an hour at least to read them all.
Look at them all. Yeah. I'll check around the monolith. Do I see anything that I would find interesting?
Any images or anything like
I'll
that?
check
on
the dirt as well. Is the dirt? Does it seem fresh? Does it seem like it's moved a lot? Does it seem heavy, compacted?
I mean, it's got a lot of stuff growing in it, so it doesn't look like it's been disturbed in a long time. You
I
don't
will
see any
disturb the dirt.
paths through here. Yeah, you can pull up grass or tear away at weeds, and it's dirt.
Okay. Yeah, Norm's just he doesn't know what it is, so he kicks the grave. Says, we can dig it up in the morning if we need. Let's go
Yeah.
inside. Let's go rest.
Well, I'd like to have another quick look around.
Sure.
So I want to just quickly inspect to see if there's a grave that stands out. Anything that is growing less or more, or of a specific type of plant, or any kind of patterns jumping out.
The only grave that stands out is this tall one, the one that someone bothered to build a monolith upon. All the others are headstones either in the ground or actually standing all the way up. But the only one that really seems to reach out to you is the giant monolith, the 6 foot, 7 foot tall spire of rock.
What was her name?
Aurora.
Aurora. At this time of year.
Norm will take out his stone dagger. His dagger made of sandstone that is +2. And he will cross out Aurora. And he'll leave the A, and then under it he'll put a loser. And then
You
he'll
scratch
go into-
out the everything but the first A in Aurora and carve with your sandstone dagger loser into
Yeah.
it.
He'll just laugh. Say, "Oh, come over here. Take a look at this."
I'll come over and I'll kind of slap Norm on the arm. Dude, don't mess with the dead. They'll wake up and come get us.
So the dead are not gonna come fucking mess with us.
You don't know that. We're in
they're
Spooky
dead.
Island.
It doesn't fucking matter.
We have literally fought undead before.
Yes.
Multiple times.
And we have dominated and destroyed them every single time. What will be different this time?
It's just a funny joke, Sale. Lighten up. Come on.
It is. I mean,
Look,
I guess
a
it is
loser
pretty funny.
died. Yes.
Okay. All right. Let's just head back. Right.
We head back.
It is
Ins-
a good joke.
Inside the cottage, John, you managed to get a fire going. Archie,
Great.
you see that the bed in here does have sheets and pillows and what's nots, and there are some
sick.
cups and glasses lying around that you could use to drink, and there's a basin of water that looks like it is filled via some sort of system of gullies that collects rainwater from the roof and empties it here. It's kind of dirty and murky, but it's probably good enough, maybe, who knows. And there's, table and some chairs. There's only 2 chairs, but there's like a barrel that you could pull over, and there's a stool that you could use as a weird short chair.
How
There's
many
no other
beds?
rooms, right?
There's just one bed. It's all one room. It's the world's worst studio apartment. The bed is right next to the fireplace on the mountain side of the wall. There's not really much in the way of windows here. Just one window that looks out into the garden over here. That's it. Just the one.
No one will come in laughing. Captain, there's a loser dead outside in that graveyard.
There's a graveyard.
There's a small graveyard. I think I'm gonna hit the hay. Normal will find a chair, a spot.
I mean, there's one bed. You could probably fit 3 people, 4 people if you were all super cozy with each other, but it'd be a tight space.
Get some sleep in the room. Call up into the corner or something. Don't take up too much room.
I'll take the floor.
Normal lay in the bed.
I'll sit in a chair. You can sleep in the bed, so.
I'll kind of whisper to the captain. It's like, I wonder. Maybe the people who sleep in the cottage, they're the ones in the graves. Anyway, that could be it, and then I'll go to sleep.
Go to bed.
So Archie lays down on the floorboards. Nilram, did you say you crawled into bed?
Oh, I went to bed.
All right, so you use the actual bed. Sail, where are you gonna rest?
I take the middle of it. If Sale wants to come sleep with me, he can, but Norm lays in the middle because the captain told him to not take up the entire bed and take a corner of it. No, this is Nilram's bed. He's going to bed first.
I'll find wherever the comfiest place I can find is.
It would be in
Come
the
on.
bed with Nilram. Yeah, it's cozy for 2.
I'll scooch over.
I'll sleep in the bed with my brother.
Excellent. And John,
Yes.
what are you gonna do?
I sit up in the chair. I'll wait after they all go to sleep for like an hour, and then I'm going to wander around and take a little look at some of the stuff in the cabin with one of those candles that no one gave me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, one of those candles that's still burning. Well, Sail's light will go out eventually. The bright as day zone will fade into nothingness after a little while.
Yeah.
And everyone gets nice and cozy.
I have a little wander around,
Yeah, you get up after everyone's fallen asleep.
I light my little candle.
Mm-hmm.
I have my dagger at my side, just on my belt, and my rapier like leaned up against the wall.
Mm-hmm.
I'm carrying around with a candle.
Mm-hmm.
And I start if there's like a kitchen area, there might be some drawers, or maybe there's a desk. I'm gonna start rifling through things.
Yeah, there's a lot of pottery around here and a bunch of glass, a bunch of like high quality glass in like short vials with corks for stoppers. And there's nothing in any of these, but you see them sort of scattered about here and there. There's some
Do they
old...
look like they had stuff in them that dried up, or they just look clean and empty?
Some of them look dirty on the outside, but clean on the inside. Some of them look like they have things that have dried in them, and there's like a stain of residue across. If it was lying on the table, one side of it is stained sort of yellowy, but the rest of it is dry and empty. None of them contain anything, but there are some larger glass things about yay big round that contain old water and like parts of dead plants in them, and just sort of brown and gross and moldy and smelly. You'll see potted plants scattered across the place. Lots and lots of potted plants. Things that you might find outside, or ferns and herbs and spices, but also weird plants that you've never seen before. And a whole collection of potted mushrooms.
Is there like a pestle and mortar somewhere?
Certainly.
So I'm thinking that this is some sort of herbalist that lived here. I look for like books on the topic. Maybe there's like a little shelf with some old books on it or something like that.
There's a bookcase, but not a book to be found, and not a written word to be seen.
Okay, I will look for any papers or books or anything to read.
No.
But if there's nothing, is there anything curious that I might pick up and play with in my hands as I wait the night away?
Your dick.
Good one.
I think he's very well versed in his dick by now. It's no longer a curiosity.
True.
Um,
I've got eternity with that.
Not much to find out about it, huh?
Yeah, what was that roll?
Sorry, I
Sadly
walked you right
true.
into that one.
Yeah, you did, yeah.
Yeah, you do come across a glass ball, just like a sphere of glass about yay big round.
Save that for
Sweet.
Papa.
Yeah, I mean, I pick it up and I'll go and sit back in my
It's
chair.
heavy. It weighs like 10 pounds.
Whoa. I mean, that's curious. So I carry it over to the chair. I'm going to put it on that little barrel in front of me, and I'm going to sit back in the chair. And I'm kind of like facing the door, but I also want to be able to see out the window to the graveyard as well.
The graveyard is, unfortunately, way up here. So the only way to be able to see out the window to the graveyard would be to be in the fireplace, and then you'd only clip the corner of the graveyard.
That's fine. Do I feel like this place is maintained? Like, can I feel the breeze? Like, like if you've got an old cabin that no one's lived in for hundreds of years, it's not going to be keeping the cold out very well.
There is definitely breeze that slips through. You'll see the walls of this are made in sort of a log cabin style. The floor has rough-hewn planks across it that have been sanded down from wear and time. The roof is thatched, but where those big trees come together to form the walls, normally you would stuff mud or something in there, like mud with straw in it to insulate it. But all that mud and straw has sort of fallen away in most places, allowing the breeze to blow through, making it a slightly warmer space, but by no means super comfortable.
Sure. All right. Yeah, I mean, I set off. I also will maybe at some point check the floorboards. Do any of them come loose? Is there any secret, basement maybe?
Not at first glance. If there's some sort of secret basement access, you would probably have to be moving major pieces of furniture. But all the immediate floorboards feel, they bend. It's old, but nothing pops up easy.
Is there a mirror anywhere?
No mirrors to be found.
Yeah. All right. Well, is there
who doesn't need mirrors?
That's true. Is there a stove or anything? Does it look like anyone's making food here ever?
There are components within the fireplace that you could use to place a flat thing over it. You could assemble a fixture to put a frying pan on or to hang a pot over, but there's none of that now. You do find frying pans and pots tucked away in a cupboard.
None of these jars look like they had blood in them, do they?
I mean, I think at this point you could convince yourself of anything, right?
True. All right. Well, I sit at the chair with the crystal ball, the glass ball, on the barrel, and I play with it a little bit. I roll it over a little bit. I think of Milram's mum as I'm doing it. Do I conjure any visions of her?
You tell me, buddy. If you do, they're all in your head. But I'm sure you've got a vivid imagination of what Nilrum's mom might look like.
I do, yeah.
Yeah.
She is. She's a looker.
As you drift off in your head, thinking about this mother you've never seen, but so desperately would like to gaze upon.
Ravage. Oh,
Sure.
okay.
I don't know. Don't let me put words in your mouth.
Just have a little rummage around,
Yeah, get some spring cleaning done. I gotcha. 100%. Archie, you wake up in a cold sweat because something has its hand wrapped over your mouth and something has a hand wrapped over your throat, and it is pulling you into the floorboards, and it presses against your lips to the point that you can't speak. And I need you. Well, first off, what's your constitution? Because you can only hold your breath for 1/3 your con.
These fucking rules again, huh?
Rounded down
My
or rounded up.
constitution is 17, Neal.
Oh, that's really good. So you can hold your breath for 5 minutes.
No, 5 minutes, yeah.
5 minutes, half
chilling.
again as much if you're struggling, right? If you're really exerting yourself, it's 3 rounds. But if you're just chilling, you can hold your breath for 5 rounds. So what do you do, Archie, as you feel these cold hands over your neck and your mouth pulling you into the floorboards?
I try to call out for help, try to wake the others up.
No, someone's got a hand over your mouth. They can't stop. Or you can't
Um,
speak.
If I try to punch anything, can I get a grip on anything? Can I get a hold of anything?
Tell me what you want to get a hold of.
Tell you.
Is there any like furniture I can hold on to? Anything?
Yeah, there's the bed right next to you.
Yep. I hold on to the bed and try to shake it if I can.
Give me a strength check. How hard can you shake that bed while
So
the two
fucking hard,
brothers
Neal.
cuddle and
So hard.
sleep? Oh yeah, that's great.
For clarity, we're not cuddling.
No cuddling happening between the brothers. Got you. Understood.
We're cuddling.
Brothers, I need you to make me a perception check at half your perception because you're both unconscious. So D20 plus whatever half your perception score is and round it down. Okay, and then that will be modified by Archie's amazing strength check. He rolled 14 over, so you get a +7 on each of those, which will bring those to nice 23s. So indeed, Archie will wake you. He will shake you and wake you, and your eyes flutter open as the bed rocks back and forth.
I will look at what's rocking my bed.
Yeah, you look down and you see Archie there. His eyes are wide, and sure enough, there is a hand reached over his face, holding it tight, and another hand coming up over his neck. Both of them just like disappearing into the floorboards. And just beyond Archie, with his back to you, is John, who's staring at this ball on this table, like transfixed into this ball, completely oblivious.
I cast a spell.
Well, we
initiative?
should roll initiative. Yeah.
Am I
Tell-
rolling initiative? No.
No, you're
Okay.
dreaming. You're dreaming of
dreaming.
large-breasted women with loose morals.
And even looser robes.
Yes, this is just what I imagine
This
you
is
think
what
of.
you dream of. No, that's fine. Yeah, you gotta put a bit of yourself in the game sometimes, Neil.
We get it.
Ah,
Put those dice in the jail, Koibu.
these dice are great. Let me have my dice. Nilrum rolls with magic missile. PotatoMcWhiskey rolls with a dagger. Archie, what are you doing?
I'm trying to fucking get out of the grip, I guess.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
wait, we should talk about wrestling and pinning rules
well,
here.
hold
Koibu.
on. Let's get Archie just to declare his action. You say, are you trying to escape? Are you trying to claw? Are you what are you doing?
Yeah, I'm trying to escape.
You're trying to escape. Okay.
Okay. It is on the attacker to keep him pinned. Just like to say that.
All right, Archie, would you roll me a D10 plus 3 for initiative?
Yeah. Is it this one?
Yes,
Did
it
I do that?
is. And Archie will go first as usual. Go ahead and make me a strength check, Archie, to break free of this grip. Oh my god, that's so good.
Every single fucking time.
Yeah. Now you reach over and you grab this hand that's across your face and you peel back the fingers that were over your mouth, and you grab the hand on your throat and you peel those back until you can just get to your feet and stand. And as you do so, a phantom form will rise up from the ground between, just coming out of the floorboards and staring at you in the face. It is a woman with curled hair pulled back in like a large, messy, oversized, impossibly large bun behind her head. She's got this like a vest on with a long dress. And then her eyes are just like this intense red, while everything else on her is like a pale blue sheen.
That's a loser right there.
MrMouton, no, not MrMouton. Potato
Sale.
McWhiskey goes next. Sale.
Yeah, I'm going to try to stab this beast being or whatever it is.
Yeah, you hop out of the bed, dagger in hand, and go ahead and make me an attack roll against the thing. Your dagger impacts it. Well, not like stopping to impact it, but slicing through it and clearly ripping open the like light blue side of this creature that like flutters out and blowing like wind, almost like you're letting air out of a balloon as it like kind of flaps. And there's a bit of a howl and a screech from the creature. Roll me D4, roll me damage, whatever your damage roll is.
Damn.
It is crap. Okay. Next up is Nilrum.
Nilrim pulls his fingers and he does 2 finger guns. He goes bop 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 for 44 plus 4 damage.
You do your
13
finger
damage.
guns and nothing happens. Whoosh.
It's because the shield's nearby, isn't it?
Yeah, it's right next to you.
Fucking.
Yeah.
Oh wait, does that mean my dagger isn't magical?
Yes.
Your dagger.
Permanent dagger is not magical. Then.
Yes, I take it back. Your dagger does not affect the creature. Your dagger rips right through it without touching it, just kind of flailing within the aura or within the zone of the beast. You've done
Can
0
I
damage to it.
Use my movement.
Yeah, totally. What are you gonna do?
I grab the shield and I chuck it across the room.
Oh, the shield is attached to Archie, or it's under the bed or something. It's
It was on his back.
Yeah, it was on his back, but he's not gonna sleep with it on his back, so he probably.
Well, yeah, that's why it should be next to the bed, probably.
Yeah,
free.
it's next to the bed, so it's a tight area in this cabin with the tables and the walls and everything, and Archie on his feet and this ghostly creature, and you can see the shield. It's like right next to the ghostly creature. If you were to grab it, you would have to be well within the creature's attack range and like expose yourself to an attack of opportunity from the creature since it's hovering right over the shield.
Cool, I do that.
The creature will lash out at you. Oh, natural 19. What's your AC, Mr.
14.
Well, then it is definitely a single crit. It will smack you for 6 and 6, 12 damage, max damage on its bash as it like beats you to the ground and you
I have
can
a question.
land yourself
Why
on the
does it-
shield.
I just want to know for precedent's sake, why does it get an opportunity attack when I come into its range?
It's not that you're
Move
in the
the shield?
range, it's that you're doing a vulnerable action within the range. You're dropping yourself to like, I'm crouching on the ground, which is...
Well, Archie and it's like are fighting. I'm kind of going there to grab the shield and just toss it. I'm coming into the
I
range
get
for a
you.
hit. Okay.
Yeah. So, how do we say? The creature is like right over the shield, and so for you to get to the shield, you have to like, it's not a good fighting position. Let me roll back. In combat, we have everyone do a roll, but that roll doesn't mean you're making 1 attack per round. That roll means over the course of the round, this is how successful you've been in combating someone. And everyone takes up more or less a 5x5 square, not because people are actually 5 feet wide, but because that's how much space you need for combat to, effectively dodge and attack and avoid. And so if you're going to go near this creature, she's not just like standing there biding her time, waiting for her turn to come. You're going to have to get in her space and then put yourself in a weak and vulnerable position, which is what provokes the attack of opportunity. Similarly, if you were to like run past a person or if you were to turn your back to somebody in the middle of combat, all of these things would provoke attacks of opportunity because you're...
So I can get attacks of opportunity if people are trying to interact with an object next to me in a vulnerable way.
If you're like standing over someone's weapon that they've dropped and they try to pick it up, it will provoke an attack of opportunity. Or if you're facing a person in a combat situation and they just like turn their back to you to do something else, it'll provoke an attack of opportunity.
Okay,
Yeah.
So if me and Imric, or sorry, if me and Tyrael or Imric, whoever, are fighting someone, and they have to turn because the person is behind them, I am going to get an attack of opportunity.
Yes.
Okay.
That was said to me last episode as I was trying to turn to
That is
fight
totally
someone.
fine. I just want to make sure for me.
100%. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I take it.
So she will smash you for
Rip into me.
12 points of damage. You can feel the chill of the grave reaching into your bones. The creature.
I would like to throw my
Okay,
I would
go
like to throw the shield because I took my attack of opportunity. I want to throw it at Captain Winters and hit him.
You should be able to do that, Neal.
Free item interaction.
Yeah.
I took an attack of opportunity to do it.
Yeah. Sure. You can toss it in his general direction, but it's not like a. I want to make sure that we don't run. Because if you couldn't in this situation, cast magic missile, bend down, pick up a dagger, and then throw a dagger at a person, right? Because that's 2 actions in a round. So we need to make sure that the shield toss could not qualify an action as sort of like a vague. I'm just chucking it, sort of
I'm chucking
haphazardly.
it towards the captain.
Oh,
Sure.
you cast as well. Okay.
Yeah,
That's
because he
fair.
cast a spell, so he can't make another specific attack, but he can do like a general, I'm just getting this out of the way with my foot. I can kick it out of the way, I can pick it up and toss it out of the way, but it's like a panic toss. And it will land, it'll slide across the table, bump into the back of the captain, and then fall to the ground beyond. Now, the shield does have a 15-foot aura, so it does hit the captain, but it's still going to encompass the entire building. The building isn't
That's
more than
fine.
30 feet across.
Oh, well then I have an. Why is the captain transfixed on the orb with an anti-magic shield in the room? I
Why
would
was
assume
Archie
that-
able to grab the ghost's hands and rip them off of him?
Well, I would assume that the captain would be.
question.
Okay, sure. All right, we can continue.
Yeah. And no, the ghostly creature will go, and ignoring Nilrum, who it's already damaged, it will reach out with both hands to try and wrap them round Archie's throat with a 12 to hit.
Nah.
Don't
No
believe.
shot, right?
No way. Is there any of
Yeah.
your defense that comes from magic though?
I think I might have
ooh.
armor. Yeah.
AC 13. The 12 is just barely a miss. You can duck
Yeah.
and weave and dodge the blows. And Archie. No, we go to the next round initiative. Excellent.
Yep.
Still no roll for me now. Just checking.
No,
You
no,
want the
no.
shield?
You're.
I'm good.
I mean,
Oh, Mrs. Nilrup. What would your husband say?
it's a breezy day as she opens the door.
I'm
Robe
just here
just sort
to
of-
fix the pipes.
The robe blows open to the side, and she, drops whatever's in her hand to cover herself up as she introduces you into the room. There's a small child with an evil look on his face playing with a wooden horse in the corner.
That's a bit weird. I ignore that.
Right, keep
No,
Nilrum
don't
out of your
watch.
thoughts. Keep Nilrum out of your thoughts. 8, 8, and 9. The ghostly creature goes at 9, so Brass Knuckles and Stone Dagger. Go for it. All right, Archie, that's you.
That's me. Let's fucking punch him, boys.
25 will absolutely do it. You crack the creature with your fists for
6 damage.
minimum damage.
Offhand.
Is he doing damage to this thing?
He is doing damage to this thing.
Oh, thank
Offhand
God.
is a wild critical miss. Make me a saving throw versus death magic, please. Paralyzation, poison, and death. We just want to make sure you don't. Okay, you're all good. You're all good. And then Nilrum with the
Yeah, I hit
sandstone
for 8.
dagger. Yeah.
It doesn't do anything.
What are you
Is
gonna do?
Archie? So, question: This
wait.
creature and Archie are fucking squaring off, right?
They are squaring off. She's trying to choke the shit out of him, and he's like dodging and weaving from her
Right.
ghostly claws and just bashing this creature in the face, which is causing deformities in the ghostly shape of her. And there's a hole ripped in her face that's sort of fluttering like air being blown through a ripped plastic bag.
I get up and I.
Did it?
am oh god.
So I just punched a ghost, right?
And you felt something solid when your hand hit it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm trying to figure out how that felt. Okay. Because Archie must be like surprised at the fact that hit, right? Like it doesn't seem like something that I should be able to punch.
It doesn't seem like something you should be
Yeah.
able to punch. No.
Got it.
I-
Okay.
I should be able to leave without an attack of opportunity then. Agree or disagree?
You can take a disengage action and not take any attacks of opportunity and clearly move wherever you want in the room.
I'm not a dummy. I know my dagger wouldn't work. Can I swap my action?
Sure, you can just
disengage instead.
give up your attack
Okay.
and disengage. That's fine.
I'd give it my attack, disengage. Do I have movement still?
Yeah, you got 1/3 your normal movement rate, which is anywhere you want in the cabin or outside into the garden.
Can I make a free item interaction?
Depends on what it is.
I
What do
grab the
you
shield
want?
and I walk out to the garden.
Okay, yeah. So you've hopped off the bed, you've thrown the shield at John. John didn't really notice, and so now you like wait for your opportunity between the ghost and Archie, so you can like slip past the ghost and around it where it's too busy with him to make an attack at you. You go over and you grab the shield, and you can see John's eyes are rolled all the way back in his head, and he's like not looking at anything, but his hands are stuck on this thing, and his like face is forward, but the eyes are completely gone. You can grab the shield and burst yourself out into the garden.
Standard John shit. Yeah, I burst in the garden. Thank you.
And would you make
very
me
generous of
a perception check at -4?
Oh no.
26 minus 4, 22.
That's a 22. You see that obelisk in the garden is out of tilt. Back inside, Sail, you go at 9 initiative. What are you doing?
I am making my way over to Captain John, and I'm going to try and, with my eyes closed, grab that orb and like
Okay.
wrench it out of his hands.
All right. So you two are sort of
I'm
in
trying to
the
try and pull his hands off. Sorry.
Right. You two are in the bed area right next to where Archie and this ghost are fighting, and John is beyond. Now that Nilrum's here, the quarters aren't that cramped. You're like essentially standing on the bed. You could take a disengage like Nilrum, get past the ghost, no problem, and like shake at John, or you could take an attack of opportunity to get there faster and do a full round of whatever the fuck you want with John. What's it
I
going to
am
be?
made of meat. I'm taking the attack.
Excellent. It is a 17 against you, which I do believe will strike you for
I'm at
4
11.
points of damage. Yeah. And you get to John. What are you going to do with him?
I'm going to grab both of his arms, and I'm going to try and pull them off the orb.
They do definitely seem stuck there. I'm going to need from you a strength check. I'm sorry, a willpower check, not strength check.
Okay,
Oh,
good.
that's
That's
convenient.
a different dice. That's a different dice.
Different
That's a different
dice.
dice.
It's fine. Yes, you can take the 14. And you can rip John's hands off of it, and his eyes will sort of roll back to reality. And John, just as Lady Nilrum was about to, like, introduce you into the leaky pipes in the bedroom, and just as the robes were sliding off of her shoulders, and you're looking
no.
intently in her face shifts into Sail's face as he's, like, grabbing you and shaking you.
Sail, what are you doing?
Why are you trying to kiss me? There's a ghost thing.
What? I look around.
Sure enough, there's this ghostly woman who is reaching out for Archie and
Mrs.
wrapping
Nora?
her hands around Archie's throat and begins to choke him for 6 points of damage.
Why do they always choose Archie?
Initiative.
Isn't it good that they always go for your tank? Come on. 6 points is what you said?
Yeah.
I meant the women, not the enemies, but yeah.
Oh, true.
Give me an
Very
initiative
Archie
roll.
thing to respond with.
Can I? Do I know where my dagger, my rapier is? Can I get it as part of my action?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Archie's so fucking fast.
Yeah, he is.
It's like
I'll
lightning.
out.
This guy.
God, I think this is another revenant. I don't know what I'm supposed to do here.
I'm a genius.
I will do that.
Okay, Archie is first once again. She's got her hands around your neck, and she is going to choke the life out of you.
I'm just gonna respond by fucking punching her, dude.
Go for it. You crack into her face for 8 points of damage, and the ghost releases. Its head sort of splits open completely as air, like what looks like air rushes out of it. There's no air moving in the room, but you can see sort of like the face flapping back and forth as it tears and
Sick.
rips, and the whole thing rips into 2 pieces and is
I also
gone.
missed my bonus attack last round, but it's fine. We'll just not forget it this time.
Yeah. Well, she rips into pieces and is gone.
Oh, nice. Okay, sick.
My actions were important to this.
Right. So who is Nilrum? You're going at 10,
And
which would be
going at 8.
next. Yeah, same as PotatoMcWhiskey. What are you gonna do?
I'm going to check the obelisk out. I leave the shield at the door, and I go to the obelisk to what the fuck's going on.
Yes, you find the earth there has been upturned and opened, and there is a bit of a hole. It looks like something was dug here, and then the soil fell back into the hole, but there's still like that little bit of a depression of freshly upturned earth.
And there's nothing in there?
It just looks like a spot in the ground.
Okay. I will go back to the party.
Sail, what were you gonna do?
I was going to go attack the ghost, but I'm pretty sure it just disintegrated, right?
It disintegrated with one blow of Archie's mighty fists.
Then I will try to inspect the crystal ball. I'll just kind of turn and have a look and see what it is.
It just looks like a regular ball made out of glass.
Hey, I was looking at that.
It transfixed you, John.
I know, it's nice. Look at it. It's perfectly smooth.
I pick it up and prepare to smash it.
It's heavy. You know, it's a big, heavy ball of glass. You'd need
I try to.
a hard spot and something heavy with which to shatter it.
I try to smash it on the floor, the wooden floor.
You throw it to the ground. It hits with a gentle thud.
What are you doing?
Nilrum walks into the room.
This thing almost killed you, John. We have to destroy it.
What are you talking about?
Nilrim runs over to the fucking ball on the ground that he would, I assume, would think that this is a crystal ball. I have spellcraft and I have arcanology.
Crystal balls are balls that look like glass. Indeed, you would need proper lighting and a good area with which to inspect this thing for qualities to see if it's glass or if it's crystal, and you'd need spells to see if it's magical or not. In the dark of the night, in the cabin, in the woods, you're not really gonna be able to tell much.
Nilrim will grab it off the floor. Well, hold on. This is a crystal ball. I'm gonna need this. It could help us spy on the White Prince.
Yeah.
Okay, Archie, also. I need that shield away from me at all times. It completely fucked up my jive. I was gonna shoot some cool magic missiles and couldn't do it.
You're the one who wants us to bring it, Nilrim.
Yeah.
I had changed my mind.
Make up
but
your
it sounded
mind.
Like we brought it. Okay. Well, Captain, can you go out there and check the obelisk while I put this on me? And he'll pull out a salve and he'll start doing an entire salve on him.
What obelisk?
In the graveyard. Sail. If you could.
Sorry, what do you need me to do?
Can you just take him out to the obelisk out there in the graveyard? It's
Why?
upturned
Sure.
now.
What do you mean it's upturned?
Oh, go fucking look. And Norm starts smearing lotion on him.
All right,
Sure.
fine. Come on.
Where's the shield, Nilrum?
Out near the door.
Outside. So you've got to be
Yeah,
well
it's
away
outside.
from the.
I'm out of that shield. Fuck that.
Excellent. All right. The other two of you, Sail and John, you're going to go take a look at the obelisk?
I guess so, yeah.
Yeah, you step outside, you head over to the obelisk, you can see the area where the grass has been stomped by Nilrum and Sail's feet as they've been here earlier. And sure enough, the obelisk is like tilted back at a 20-degree tilt, and the ground is all upturned like it's recently been dug up or something.
You try and push it back? Does it seem like it's on a hinge, like it's in a mechanism, or does it just look like it's been forced out of the ground a bit?
It looks like the ground was disturbed in the area, which has caused the obelisk to tilt. When you push it, it does sort of like tilt up a little bit, and then when you release it, it like falls back down. Like the soil would have to be re-leveled in order for it to be repositioned appropriately.
I mean, I'll take out one of my throwing daggers and just like, dig the dirt a bit.
Yeah, as you dig in the dirt nearby, you can see that the name once said Aurora, but now it just says a loser.
I now understand Noram's bad joke from before, and I don't laugh. I keep digging.
What about you, Sail?
I hand him a dagger to help. Sail, give me a hand.
Wait, well, what are we doing?
I don't know. I mean, clearly, this wasn't like this before, right?
Yeah, but whatever was in there came out and tried to kill Archie, right? So,
So it's dead now.
well, can that which is dead truly die? We don't know.
I guess there's only one way to find out. Could have been
Why are we
buried.
digging?
You call yourself a pirate? You never dug through a grave before? Looted people's gold that they've been buried with? Come on.
Okay, Captain. Is there not like a hole in the ground where a body used to be?
Well, that's what I'm trying to figure out.
Oh, okay, fair enough. I'll start helping him dig.
All right. Are you digging to uncover something, or are you digging to make it nice
I'm trying
again?
to work out. No, I'm trying to work out whether there is a coffin here with a body in it, or if
Right.
the body is gone.
Right. Okay. Well, it'll be a long dig, but you guys can do it.
Well, no, you said it's been disturbed, so I want to look like. Does it look like something's just crawled out of this grave, or I'm assuming that there is something here in the dirt. If I'm not going to dig
Yeah.
6 feet.
Right. Well, the pit is here. The depression is maybe 1.5 feet deep. So it'd be a long dig all the way down to the coffin. It would take you all night at the very least if you're just using daggers. Probably well into the next day to reach the coffin.
Nuh-uh.
But if you just want to dig a little bit and investigate a little bit deeper, that's possible.
All right, I sail. Give it. Yeah, you should go and get some sleep. I can keep doing this.
Sleep? We need to leave. Why are we still here? Why
the
are we
middle
here in
of-
the first place? I'm tired of these stupid assholes taking us in random places that are just clearly dangerous.
Me too, Sail. But we're here now, and you're a spellcaster, and Norm's a spellcaster, and you guys need to sleep if you're gonna be useful tomorrow.
Okay, but if it comes back, I'm leaving.
Okay.
If you're holding
Don't-
that orb again, I'm leaving.
I won't touch the orb.
You know his pockets.
I will use either the shield or the dagger, whatever's easiest, to try and dig the dirt to this coffin.
What pockets, Nilram?
I'm gonna cast. I take 2 deep pockets.
Yeah, but you've been walking right next to that shield. You don't have deep
Yeah, yeah.
pockets.
So my deep pockets are fucked up right now.
Yeah.
But I have another cast of it.
Okay.
I take 2 casts because it needs to go X amount of hours, and I
Right.
usually cast it in the morning, but I can't really do that. So
Okay. So inside is Nilram and Archie. Nilram is clearly inspecting this orb. Archie, you just
I'm inspecting
ripped
it in the morning. I'm not inspecting the orb.
Sure. You just ripped this ghost's hands off of your neck and then beat a ghost to death with your bare fists, and no one seems to be interested in this at all whatsoever. They
Half of the cost.
immediately run around and investigate other stuff.
I'm pretty taken aback by it. I feel like I try to get John's attention about this.
Well, I'm outside. You can come and talk to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. You find
John,
John and
you-
Sale. Go ahead.
Oh, hey Archie, you wanna take a turn? I'm getting pretty tired. I hand you the dagger.
For sure. I'll take a try. Do you see me? Did I just beat up a ghost, Captain?
Yeah, Sale mentioned something about a ghost. I was having a dream.
Yeah, I was. So my fists hit a ghost. Is that badass? Do you think I'm just that good at punching, or do you think this is maybe the dragon?
Oh, yeah, maybe it's the dragon. I don't know. I don't think you can punch
Sick.
a ghost, right?
Well, I just did.
Do you need magical weapons to hurt a ghost?
Maybe. I don't know anything about that. Maybe Nilram would know, or Sale.
Let me see your hand.
Yeah.
I look at his hand. Does it look magical, Neal? Does it look of the finest quality?
Archie's hands have always looked fine to you. They're strong
look-
and supple and meaty.
I turn over in both of my hands because it's meaty. I don't know. Maybe these are magical. I got a feeling. It's badass. You know, it's added to the list. Giants, dinosaurs, ghosts. Will we find an enemy that you can't punch to death? I'm starting to. You know, I had a list of potential things that I was worried about. I'm crossing a lot of them off recently. I think you might be the greatest puncher that ever did live.
Never heard any stories of anyone punching a ghost. That's for sure.
Well, back where I grew up, there was a guy in my town, and he was a traveling person, but he was a well-renowned fighter. His name was Tyke Myson. And let me tell you, that guy could fight, but I heard he was scared of ghosts. He was scared of the dark even. So I don't think he couldn't punch a ghost to death. No way. I don't think they even have dinosaurs down where I used to live. So
Nope.
yeah, no, I think you're good. I think you can claim the title. But yeah, no, I need a rest. Can you just? I'm trying to find the. Yeah, thanks.
I got it.
So Archie
Kick back.
digs in the soil for a little bit. Sale, what were you gonna do? You were gonna head back inside, right, and rest, or try to convince Nilrum to get the fuck out of here?
Yeah, I will try to do that. I'll be like, no, we need to get the hell out of here. Why are we still here?
Did I get
This has
9
happened
points
before.
of healing, Koibu?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Listen, I need to sleep. Everyone keeps fucking with me. We can get out of here in the morning. I just got my ass kicked by a ghost.
I'm having flashbacks to Sulphur Island when a revenant, when we woke up at a revenant. It's like hands around my neck.
Yeah. But it's fine. We handled it, didn't we? And as long as that godforsaken shield is away from me, then I'll be fine. I just need that shield to stay out of my fucking area. I don't even know why I thought to bring it. I'm an idiot.
Rue.
You know what? You are an idiot. You told us to
I
leave the
am.
forest. You told us to bring the anti-magic shield. And you told us to keep going. You told us to sleep in this cabin. You are an idiot. I'm going to bed.
And yet,
And if we're not dead tomorrow,
I turn over on the bed. I'm not talking to you, Sale. If I'm an idiot and you're following me, what does that make you? And then I turn over on the bed and like,
I don't have a choice, asshole. And I like grumpily turn over.
All right, butt to butt, the two of them ignore each other,
But to butt.
curl up to sleep. Archie, you're digging through this earth.
I
Alright,
take
'cause-
back over after like 45 minutes. I just need a rest.
Before we get to that point, you dig in and you pull out some earth, and like a whole collection of centipedes and spiders begin to crawl out of the ground and begin to crawl up your arms, up your shirt, all over your skin.
Jesus Christ.
Archie's not
What are your
afraid, though.
immediate reaction, Archie, to spiders and centipedes and a collection of insects crawling up your arms and into your shirt?
I fucking hate that shit. This is why I'm out on the sea, because they don't have shit like that there. I'd be freaked the fuck out.
Okay. Would you give me a saving throw versus paralyzation, petrification, and death, please?
wait, he can't be afraid though, right? Isn't that another ability he has?
He is immune to magical fear, but that doesn't
Magical
mean...
fear.
Yeah.
Paralyzed, poison, death?
Yes. Oh, it's a natural one. You don't get these creatures off you. Instead, in your attempts to like bat them away, you only end up slipping into the pit, and now they're crawling up your pant legs too. They're on your skin, underneath your pants, and just like you can feel them. You can feel them in your leg hairs crawling all over you. John, you see this happening.
I help him. I have to help him. I try
How do you
and drag
help
him out of the
him?
pit. I scream, "Help! Archie needs help!" And I try and pull him out of the pit for one.
Yeah, you can grab onto him and begin to yank him out, but that only means that the spiders and centipedes can crawl across your hands onto your skin too.
I think I don't notice them.
Okay. You don't worry about it. You turn a blind eye.
I can't feel them, right?
You can see them.
I can see them, yeah. I mean, but I know that I can't pull Archie with two hands. If I let go of one hand to get something off my skin, I'll drop him back into the pit.
Yep.
And I'm not doing that.
All
I'm
right.
pulling him out.
You yoink Archie out of the pit. I think with him kicking and you pulling, no strength checks needed. You can drag him out of the pit. The other bugs are now just crawling across the ground, but the ones that are already on him are on him. And
Am
let's
I
see.
okay? Because I will immediately start trying to throw spiders off him.
Yeah, you can start brushing them off of him. The first set of creepy crawly insects will attempt to bite the flesh of Archie, but not roll well enough. They do not pierce his Archie hide with their
Like
pincers and their
fucking leather.
teeth.
Let's go.
Next round, Archie and John. You're just gonna...
I'm helping him. I'm getting them off.
You're
I
like
will-
standing there and picking them off of him? Or...
Yeah, I like rip his shirt off him.
I'm
You know,
trying
I'm
to
gonna-
punch them, Neal.
That just means punching your... They're in your pants. Are you gonna like punch your crotch? What is this? You can't punch
Yes.
yourself, Archie.
Yes. It's the only way I know, Neal.
Okay. I think we
Yeah,
finally
so I-
found the creature that punching doesn't work on because it's only you, and it's very slow to find one at a time and try to squish them on you. Go ahead and make me a dex check, Archie. Plus your attack bonus for level. You're level 7, so a d20 plus dex plus 6. Which is a 35 is very good.
Oh.
Yes. You will indeed manage to rip your shirt off. It's just all the way open the front. Just a little bit of it still connected down at the very base of it. So it's like the deepest V you've ever seen on a linen shirt. And all over you there are these bugs. And I think Archie just starts smashing his chest left and right. And John starts sweeping them off and grabbing them. John, give me also a dex check plus your level. Plus your attack bonus from level.
38.
Oh, it's amazing. In a minute or two, you have them cleared. They will only get one more attempt to bite Archie with a natural 20. And one of these creatures will sink its teeth into you and inject its poisonous venom. Archie, give me a saving throw versus poison.
So fucking stupid.
It is. Oh, it's a natural 1.
Oh my god.
Archie begins
Neal.
to sweat. He begins to get hot. His head begins to lull back and forth on his shoulders. He
I've seen
feels
this before.
disoriented.
Archie, get away from the pit. Can he walk? I drag him away from the pit so he's not near these things. Then I'm going to run in and wake up Sail.
He begins to stumble. He has to lean on you. His sweating drips and drips and droves of sweat are just rolling off of his now torn open shirt.
I run inside. I shake Sail awake. Sail, wake up.
I need you to make me a willpower check to wake up Sail.
Huh?
Huh?
Roll me a willpower check, Captain John.
Oh, shit.
You shake
What's that?
Sail, and he's just super cozy and asleep and comfortable in here. And
Basin of water, right? I fucking splash him.
Yeah. You grab a cup and fill it with water and dump it on him or whatever.
Yeah. I was just gonna splash him with my hand, but
just
works.
hands in and tossing it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can toss water from the basin towards the bed, and I will make a roll over here. Yes, it will land on both Nilrum and Sail. Nilrum will wake up. Sail does not.
I knew that was gonna happen. Nilrum, Archie's been bitten by something, spiders or something. He's fucked up out there.
Okay. I kick Sail off the bed.
You give Sail a good heave-ho push, and he will roll and fall off the bed, hit his head, and wake himself up.
I grab him by the shirt. Sail, wake up! I slap him across the face.
Go
I
get
slapped
those.
the captain back.
Go get
Good,
those
you're
neutralized
awake.
poison scrolls. Archie needs help.
Archie's been bit, Sail. He's been bit by spiders, centipedes.
Can we please leave? I
Mosquitoes.
say as I'm digging through my backpack to get the
Beetles.
neutralized poison out.
Caterpillars.
It's
We
so
can leave,
dark
but I
in
don't
here.
have any spells.
Bats. Snakes.
How are you going to read a scroll in the darkness of the cabin in the woods at night?
I start screaming in agony at the horrified.
We almost. First
I
off,
just start screaming.
we almost
I'm just
certainly have
screaming.
a candle going.
Who sleeps with a candle on at night? That's how you start house fires.
The captain and John are not.
Oh, that's
sleeping.
true. That's true. All right, there is a candle on a table then, because he did say he lit one, and
I had a
think
candle.
it's yeah. You can go over to the candle and read your scroll if you want, but you need Archie next to you, and right
Sure,
now
man,
he's
sure.
alone in the woods.
Once I see Sail doing something, I run back outside to Archie.
Don,
He's
get the shield
passed
off him.
out on
I
the
can't
ground.
cast magic.
Okay. Yeah. I get the shield away from him.
There's no shield near him.
Yeah. Okay, good. Archie, I shake him. Is he awake?
No,
Don't go to sleep, Archie. I
his
slap him across
eyes
the
are
face.
rolling in the back of his head.
No.
Bring him here, Captain, quickly. And then I cast neutralize poison using a scroll on the candle.
Excellent. The poison will leave his body. Archie will slowly come back to consciousness, his eyes into
Thank the
refocus.
gods.
He'll stop sweating, but his body's still hot and feverish to the touch, and he's covered with water from what he's already perspired.
Is the shield near the door?
No.
Just
I go back over to the pit. Is it still like writhing with bugs?
No, they've all crawled away.
Huh. Was there anything underneath, like, in the hole?
I mean, he reached in, pulled out some earth, and then there were bugs, and everyone screamed and panicked, and now you're back at the pit, and it just looks like a dirty pit.
Huh. How's this? I look up. Am I seeing the sun?
No. There's no sun. It's the middle of the night.
Okay. All right. Well, we need to make room on the bed for Archie.
The shield is. Well, no, we're leaving. The shield's gone, right? I look around.
Yeah, you had tossed it outside and kind of like near the doorish, but farther enough away that you could cast spells inside fairly comfortably. And, well, you're not finding it right away.
Well, I do a good search. Here's a perception check. I let the captain know that we need to find this too.
Yeah. You begin
29.
to search the area around the house, telling people the shield is missing. Inside the house, Sail, you've cured Archie.
I have a question.
Yeah.
After I cast a scroll, does the scroll itself disappear, or am I left with like a piece of paper?
You're left with a piece of paper. The words burn away. The letter, the ink incinerates itself. And so the paper is like, got little holes in it where the text was. So it's not useful paper unless you want to burn it or whatever.
I take out a piece of charcoal.
Mm-hmm.
Like I imagine I have like a piece of charcoal to write on. I start writing like reasons to stay and then like reasons to leave. And then the reasons to stay column is completely blank. And then on the reason to leave column is like spiders, ghosts, murder.
Yeah, I'm on your
scary
side.
forest,
We can
nighttime.
go.
And I start like writing down all the reasons we should leave this godforsaken place.
Yeah.
What if there is loot in the grave, though?
That's true.
I write loot on the left side.
There you go.
Okay, Norm is looking for the shield. Is the shield findable? Just say someone took it. Go ahead. It's gone.
You don't see it.
I just can't even believe we came to this shithole island for zero fucking reason.
No, calm down. Okay, we had a thing. We were just gonna walk over the cliff. This is literally not my fault.
Okay, let's leave. Let's go. I'm done.
Wait,
I'm done with this.
I say I cast Fairy Fire on the entire party and say if the spell leaves you, you're near the shield. Let's go fan out and look for it.
Let's split up.
let's
Good
split up.
idea.
Genius.
Good idea. Let's split
Excellent.
up. We'll
I'm
each
ready to
go in one
die.
direction.
I actually do split up. I go into the woods.
All right.
Find
The party
Well,
splits
well,
up
we don't go
and
too
begins
far.
to search the woods.
Please kill me. I don't care.
I start screaming, no, not like this. This isn't what I wanted.
Please kill my character.
As you search the woods, you can see the trail from which you guys all originally came, and there's a new trail in the woods. There's a new section of grasses that have been stomped down by legs that are definitely not yours. If we're looking at the map, you would all come sort of round this side like this and into this area, and there is a path going out like this that is new.
Who found it? Because we split up.
That's true. Everyone roll a d20. Highest roll finds it.
Please let it be me so I can not tell anyone. Huge.
Shit.
Oh, sorry.
Come on.
Teach
Please
out
let it
rolls.
be me.
Come on, you can do it.
MrMouton, you find this path.
Come on.
Damn it.
I would have to tell people.
Yeah.
I'll follow the path for a little bit because we're looking for the thing. So Nilram will follow it alone for I don't know 3 to 5 minutes. I'll roll.
Yeah, you wander out into the woods using the glow of your very own, of your fairy light to lead the way. The path goes
I
out.
go for 1 minute.
1 minute. Okay, wow, those times
rolled a
got really
D5.
got much
I rolled
smaller.
a D5. I
Okay.
rolled a D5.
Yeah. You wander for a minute away from the house, following this trampled path. It does seem to go somewhere. It doesn't just end abruptly, but
Okay, I
you're
rolled
just
a wisdom
out
check.
in woods and you don't know where you are, what's going on, and this place is cursed. This place is
I'm
cursed.
too
Every time you
smart.
come here, everything goes wrong.
This is terrible. I go back to the party. I tell them, hey, there's a path. I know I won't be able to do anything in that path because they'll have the anti-magic shield. So Archie, please come.
Someone stole a shield. We should follow it, right?
Yeah, I'm
Assume.
coming.
My guess. We go.
All right.
Do we not want to dig the grave?
Yeah, let's stop and
Captain,
dig
we
the
have
grave,
been digging
Captain.
our grave ever since we got to this island. For the love of God.
I
Our
make you a
words,
promise. I make you a promise. I am never coming back to this island.
Good.
I don't give a fuck.
Good. Good job. You're not in charge of where you go. I tell you where to go, Nora.
I don't care.
Well,
I will not come back.
okay, if you say so. Unless I tell you to, of course, and then...
If you want
we'll
my
be here.
magics, you will never make me come back to this island.
Okay. Let's go, though. Let's follow the path.
We've come quite a way from having fun by luring people further into the woods, haven't we?
We have.
All right, let's take our last break here, and we'll come back on the other side with some more Tides of Death. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Tides of Death. Our party is tromping through the woods. You're following this path that Nelrum came across, and your shield, your anti-magic shield, the greatest treasure, I believe. Maybe not. Maybe your drums are your greatest treasure, but one of your great treasures stolen, taken by what exactly? Are there any theories as we tromp through the woods?
Some bullshit monster that's gonna fucking do a fuckload of damage.
No idea, but whoever it was obviously following us because, you know, this was quite well coordinated by them.
Well, through the woods we go, looking, following the path. The minutes blur together. The wind is chill, blows your cloaks and capes around you. Archie's chest is laid bare. You can see the Barchie across it firmly. You never did tear that very bottom bit of your shirt. Are you gonna leave it with the eternal V for infinity, or are you gonna fully rip open your shirt, Archie?
No, I'll keep that on.
Nice.
All right, looking like the male figure on the front of a romance cover, a novel cover. The party
It always does.
Yeah, you'll
He's
follow
rough,
this.
but he's got a soft side.
Eventually, as you begin to follow across this trail, who's in front?
Me.
I'm in front because I want to leave. No, Nero miss.
Nilrum.
I'm in front.
You see light ahead of you. There's something
Yes.
down this path. There's a light at the end of the forest.
Good. Archie, there's a light up here. Let's go.
Let's go. I sneak.
Go.
With haste,
Give
the
me-
party
give me-
hurries.
Wait. Give me a second to get a look at it. I'll go quietly.
I enlarge Archie. I make him 70% bigger.
Archie's huge.
I
Do we
see.
also have-
Archie.
Do we have
I'm-
armor?
No.
No.
I move silently towards the area of light, staying on the verges of it, peering in, drinking
Yeah.
up the information like a greedy little boy.
Yes. You crouch, you crawl closer, you hide from tree, bush, rock, and as the light gets brighter and wider and encompasses a larger area, it grows until you burst out onto the trail, and the light that you see is the rising sun in the east. It is sunrise. It is daybreak, and you've made it back to the road.
Where's my shield?
I
Where's
turn
your
back.
shield, indeed.
I sort of walk back into the woods a little bit to try and find the party.
Yeah, you can find them. They're not too terribly far back. As you go in that direction, the sun only continues to rise higher and higher, eventually shedding light on the entire party without any problems.
I guess we found the way out. The trail's over here. Don't know where the shield is. Were we following tracks, Nora?
No shrugs.
Trampled grasses, cracks in the ground. Here you are, back on the road.
Yeah. The anti-loot.
There's only two ways from this road. There's up the mountain in the direction of more danger, and there's down the mountain back in the direction of your ships.
Well, hope everyone had a relaxing night. Still another couple of days march up the hill, I think. So best get to it, I suppose.
Call a vote to leave this island.
I turn to the captain and give him my best withering look.
Ah, vote. Okay, sure.
Yeah, I'd like to leave.
Okay, sail.
I want to leave.
Archie?
Yeah, let's get the fuck out of here.
If you leave,
pretty
you
bad
leave
night.
the shield behind.
The shield is gone. We're never finding it.
Interesting.
John, What is here for us?
I told you, it's important to me. You don't know.
Okay.
You don't listen.
Fine.
Listen.
But
okay,
I want a night's
Sale.
sleep.
I didn't want to have to bring this up, Sale. But you know, I was dead. I was happy being dead. Okay, I wasn't that pleased about it. But as far as I can recall, it wasn't all that bad after the initial being eaten thing. And you know, you bring me back and I look around at Nilrim a little bit and I look back and I say, you know, you've made me into whatever this is now. And I feel like maybe this place can help me understand that and come to terms with it. So I'm telling you, I'm going up that mountain. If you want to go wait on the ship, you can do that. But I'll be back. But you owe me this.
I'll let out a big
Ask them if they
sigh.
have our shield.
And I'll say, fine, I'll go with you.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Obviously, I'm with you, Captain.
Looks like it's 3-1, Nilrim. Get fucked.
Well, I do want it known that I still think this is a bad idea.
The shield
Yeah, well.
seems so powerful.
It's been duly noted, Sale. I'll write it in the fucking log for today.
I take out my notepad and I add another reason to leave.
I start showing Seymour how to flip people off, and I go like this, and I point at the captain, and then I give Seymour a treat every time he flips him off. So
I
anytime
give,
he sees the captain,
I
he's
give
flipping him
Seymour a
off.
fucking look. I am coming for that monkey. He's quick, okay? He's too quick for me, but he's gonna let his guard down one day.
That's what I teach Seymour. That's what I spend my time. The next 2 days up in the mountain, anytime he flips off the captain, he gets a fucking reward.
Seymour takes readily to these new activities. Anything that gets him treats, he's on board with.
Good.
All right. Our party will march through the next
Much
day
joy.
of grueling mountain climbing with not a rest from the night before. Exhausted, tired, hiking up this trail, the party will go until once again you hear the jingling bells of a coming carriage.
Well, I don't have the thing, so.
Right, we'll just keep walking. Or we could wander into the woods and hide.
No, I'm not going in the woods. Just keep walking.
Oh, good idea. Yeah. Let's keep walking. If they offer us a lift, we'll just say no.
You're tired, though. Your legs are so
don't.
tired.
I don't care. I keep going.
We'll keep going.
All right. Our party...
I will take a look at the carriage if it passes though.
Well, as you are making your way up the trail, sure enough, comes a carriage from behind you, from down the mountain, headed up the mountain this time. Although I don't know why the carriage sounds aren't playing for us here. And sure enough, the team of 6 horses will sort of come to a slow and be stopped as it comes right alongside of you. A curtain will be pulled back, and inside a voice will call out, "Travelers, are you headed up the mountain? Do you need a lift? There's no room in the
No.
carriage, but you could ride up top."
I peer in. Can I see the guy?
Yeah, it's a lordly looking fellow with a trimmed goatee that kind of sticks out a little bit, and big hat on that shades his face, and he looks very lordly and comfortable, wearing red crushed velvet and black stripes.
Tip my hat a little bit and I say, thank you for your generosity, kind sir, but we're somewhat of a group of naturists here. You know, we appreciate the fresh air, the hiking up the cliffs. But I'm sure I'll see you in the village at the top soon enough. Perhaps
The
you could
woods are
recommend...
dangerous. You sure?
Yes, no worries. I'll see you up there, though. Perhaps you could get me a drink. I'll meet you in the tavern in a day's time.
He takes his cane and wraps the inside of the cabin, letting the curtain fall back away, shading him fully in darkness, and the carriage drives on.
See? Don't always need magic. Let's keep going.
How handsome was he, Captain?
I think, Neal. How handsome was this man? Do I look upon him with pity or jealousy?
You know, if it wasn't for all of the wealth and the ability to like decorate himself and dress himself up, he's probably an average looking man, but like he clearly has put time and effort into his appearance and has the money and staff to help him look very good. But like without all that money, he probably is just an ordinary dude.
He was definitely a vampire. We should have killed him. He was definitely a vampire.
He looked rich. He might be a vampire. But we're not here to kill the vampires. I'm here to talk to them. Ask them
I'm
about
here
this
to kill the
picketing.
vampires. I
No,
want my
Seal?
shield back.
Sounds like you're here to get yourself killed.
Yeah, fair enough.
One vampire? Maybe. A whole town of vampires? That's crazy talk.
We could have killed that one.
Perhaps. Perhaps he has friends.
Well,
We're looking, I mean, remind me, what is it you guys want to go and do? You know, after I'm done wasting your time here, you want to go look for monsters, right? To help us fight the White Prince.
We're building
No.
an army.
Yeah, now remind me again. What do we think of here? Vampires that specifically gave us something to help us in our quest to defeat the White Prince, right? Now, vampires, they're monsters, aren't they? They're powerful monsters, but they're also intelligent and they can be reasoned with. And we share a common enemy. And they've helped us in the past before. This is
Kind
curious.
of poke the monkey, and I point at Captain. Does he do the trick?
I fucking throw a rock at Seymour. I have literally 10 stones on my character sheet. I throw a rock at him. Just fucking get
What the
fucked.
fuck?
Oh, I
you
miss.
miss.
Fucking monkey. So,
Right 9.
okay.
Right 9 on your character sheet.
It's okay,
Captain,
fine.
I just want to lash out at someone, okay?
That's
Next
fine.
carriage, we should just kill him. Next time we see, we should just kill him, okay? Just get him out of our system.
Well, we can talk about it when it happens.
You continue along the road.
I turn away from my belligerent crewmates, my mutinous crew, and walk back up, carry on walking.
At one point, you round a corner, and there's like a waterfall that comes down the side and ends up in like a big creek that flows down. And there's a large wooden bridge that crosses the creek. And on your side of the bridge, right next to the waterfall and the creek, is what appears to be a little tea shop or coffee shop or some sort of like little rest station along the path. It's a small building with a little deck out front, some tables and chairs set up, a small cook fire out next to it where there's a big kettle placed over a nice little roaring fire, a stack of firewood, and yeah, not much else.
Is there
Is that-
anyone else eating that?
The cafe.
There is an older woman at the cafe. Actually, she's at the tea kettle, sort of off to the side of the cafe, down on the ground, not on the wooden deck. And she's poking the kettle with a stick, watching it like rock back and forth over the flames.
And to confirm, it is now sunlight, and there is sunlight shining on these people.
She is basking in the full sun of the day, letting it warm her old bones.
Fantastic. I turn to the party. Food, drink. Shall we have a sit down?
Yawn.
Yes, we'll have. Excuse me, ma'am.
Oh, hello.
Hello there.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Take a load off. Would you like tea?
Indeed.
Cakes?
Yeah, both would be great.
Sail,
Thank you.
I whisper to you. Sail, should I fear wander?
Yes.
Don't
I fear
you
wander.
fucking pay. You such a cunt.
I do it. I try to do it slyly, as they're having a conversation.
Yeah, she's speaking to Captain John, and she's like, "Oh, of course, I'll get you some cakes. We only have chocolate cake right now. Is that it?"
No, that sounds.
And she bolts across the bridge, running as fast as her old legs will carry her, with like a bit of a waddle back and forth, her hair whipping as she runs, and she bolts across the bridge.
I turn around slowly.
What did you say?
Did she see your neck?
I didn't think so.
I look behind me. Do I see anything?
No.
Sure.
I pour us some tea. Do you know what? I stop myself. I turn around and say, I don't even. Do you know what? I don't even need this. Let's keep going.
Let's keep going.
All right.
Arsehole.
Can all of you make me perception checks at half your perception score? D20 plus 1/2 your perception, please. Or you can just roll it and we can manually do it. You know, we'll figure it out. But you don't catch it. You don't catch
You have an 8 perception?
Yep.
As the captain?
You don't catch.
That's the
No,
captain.
right. Don't worry about it.
Jesus.
Later that day, in fact, that evening, as our party walks up the mountain, following the twists and bends, you never see that old woman again. You eventually come to a town, a proper town, not just like some podunk village, but like it's got a wall and a gate, and there's some like guards at the gate, hanging out underneath a little shelter, and you can see all this smoke rising from the inside of the town, like busy fires and homes and hearths, and you can hear the distant pounding of a blacksmith on metal. My God, it's civilization. Wherever it is that you're going, you found it. Hopefully this is the spot. But you're here. You're here in a safe place where people exist.
Fantastic. I will walk ahead of the party towards the gate.
You arrive at the gate. You hurry forth.
Is the gate open?
No, the gate is shut, and there is a guard. Well, there's a bunch of guards, but there's one who looks like they're the one in charge who looks down at you as you arrive.
Any sigils of the White Prince or anything like that?
No symbols of the White Prince to be found up here, not in the mountains of Alba Island.
Yeah. Good. Ahoy there.
Ahoy!
My friends and I are travelers. Can we take rest here?
Certainly. There's a fee to be paid to come inside the city gates anytime you enter the city. It is a... He looks over at you guys. You have no animals with you? No wagons? One
have a
silver
monkey.
ahead.
We do have one monkey.
Well, it's a gold per animal that's not a chicken or a duck.
Seymour, make chicken
Thank you,
noises.
sir. Do you want to... How do I
did-
get...
I
Is this guy on the
touched
wall,
Seymour.
or is he...
Does he flip off the guard?
No, he flips off John again.
We should
Is
try
this-
to convince this guy that Seymour's a chicken.
Is this guy
Wait,
like
you've never
up
seen
on
a
the
chicken?
walls?
Yeah, he's up on the walls. Yeah, it's an officer.
How do I get the money to you?
Oh, you just come on in. And they
yes.
head on downstairs and crack open the gate, and he'll step out front and he'll hold out his hand, and you owe him 4 silver and 1 gold.
Jesus.
I will hand him 10 gold
Fucking
pieces
robbery.
and say, my name's Captain John Winters, and we're the Crimson Fists. Thank you, Mr.
Welcome, Captain John Winters and the Crimson Fists.
Thank you, thank you.
We're a band of bards.
We need to rest now, but perhaps I could ask some questions about the town tomorrow?
Please, if you would like, although I'm sure other people in town can answer your questions more appropriately. But welcome to October. And he opens the gate all the way and lets the 4 of you plus your monkey inside.
Can you recommend an inn?
He points to a sign that sort of flaps in the breeze. And he says, that one, Autumn Inn. It's the place to be.
All right. I look around. Does this place seem happier than down at the bottom of the mountain?
Yeah. I don't know about full-fledged happy, but people are... They're going about their business. You know, you're still in this, like, cursed woods in the mountains, but you don't have the... There's not the same general air of depression that you had down below. There's still, it's a cold, wintry day. Folks are sort of laboring in the streets. The winds are blowing a little bit. It's kind of chill and frustrating. And there's a lot to be done in the middle of, well, maybe not a lot to be done in the middle of winter, but like there's wood to be gathered, things to be farmed.
Great. All right. We head to the inn.
Yeah, you can find the inn
Yeah,
called Autumn.
I
Autumn Inn.
I will pay for my own room and not pay for the parties, which they won't even notice, but John usually always pays for the room for the crew when we're traveling, but he's not going to do it this time.
Things are expensive up here, way up in the Alba Mountains. It is a gold a person for a night in the inn. It does
Yeah,
include
alright,
food and drink.
I pay
drink
my
them
1
out.
gold.
I want con checks for how much I drink tonight, Koibu.
All right. If you drink that much, though, you're not going to be able to memorize spells in the morning. You got to be well rested. You can't be hungover to memorize spells, Nelrum.
Sorry.
How
Sorry,
worth
guys.
it is? Okay.
Sorry, guys. Yeah, Nilrim, here you go. Here's one. Well, wait. If I con check, can I drink a lot and memorize my spells? But if I fail, then I don't get my spells? That way, there's a, there's a little bit of risk.
That seems fair.
Okay, well, let's
He's giving you that for free now.
No,
Come on, to be fair.
I'm giving you free.
If you it depends on how much you drink, right? I don't want to say it's one con check, but
I
you're
wanna
like
drink the
blackout
most.
drunk.
I want to drink the most in the tavern tonight.
Okay, so then your con check will depend on how much everyone else drinks. So let's save the check for the end of the night, and we'll see how the situation goes. It's late in the evening as you're here. There's not a lot of folks in the inn. There's like a tavern that's attached to it that belongs to another business, but the inn itself is the Autumn Inn. You can head over to the tavern. They're serving burgers. Delicious.
That's Nilrum's goal.
Juicy burgers.
But can I start a card game?
Yeah, totally. There are a bunch of folks here in the tavern. They all look over at the new people who wander in. They see that you've got weapons at your sides, and they don't seem to care. The guards didn't care about your weapons either. No one stopped to disarm you. No one blinked an eye at the mention of the Crimson Fists. There was no fear in anyone's eyes. You feel welcomed into this town as if you've always belonged here, as if you've
I
been here
count cards.
before. You're gonna cheat at cards?
Oh, I'm gonna cheat like a motherfucker.
Give me a gaming check.
I don't have gaming. Last time we did int because you're technically cheating. You're counting.
Yeah,
No.
it's a gaming proficiency at
I'll be
+1
getting
if
gaming
you
next.
cheat.
But I don't have.
Yeah,
that
well,
yet.
make me your in check. And do really well so I don't have to justify anything.
36.
Awesome. Yeah, you fucking bang it out. You're going to make a bunch of money tonight, Nilrum. You're going to be
Good.
winning at cards all evening long, which will be great. What about you,
That'll be good
Archie?
for me.
Archie's just tired as fuck of all of this and just wants to go to bed hella early.
You going to turn in?
Yeah.
Or are you going to get a burger before you go to bed at least, right? Or are you just going to crash out?
Oh, he's gonna get 2 burgers.
Excellent. You ordered
Nice.
2 juicy burgers. What about you, Sale? What are you going to do?
As vengeance for Nilrum, I will spend my time every time someone like leaves the table after getting cheated by Nilrum. I'll like intercept them and be like, "Hey, you know that guy was like cheating at the cards, right?" And I'll be like,
What do you mean? Cheating at the cards?
like I saw him like slip a card into his sleeve. You know, he's got those big sleeves.
Turns back and looks at Nilrum.
No,
What's
wait,
that I
wait,
was
wait,
treating
don't, wait,
you
don't tell him yet. Don't tell him yet. Wait. We'll get him later in the night. We'll get him.
Wait,
later.
I mean, if he's cheating and you saw it, why don't we just call him out right now? You're right. We should get the town guard. He's cheating
No,
at
no, no,
cards.
no.
That's theft. That's a crime.
Well, he. I know him. He's a friend of mine, so I just kind of want to mess with him. So we'll get you your money back, but we'll.
The guy gives you a flat look. All right, I'm not getting involved in your bullshit, and wanders out of the bar.
He is cheating.
He leaves you. He's fucking not worth
We're
getting
playing
involved
for
with these
a lot
people.
Of gold, right? If it's a golden night here, we're throwing money around.
Well, the inn is a golden night. The tavern that you're here is just a regular tavern for the locals, and the people here don't have that much money. You know, they're playing for their small ante is a copper, their big ante is 2 copper, and the betting limit is 5 copper. So it's a small game.
Okay, well, if it's a small game like that, then I will drink.
Yeah, because these people don't have that much money. You know, they're kind of poor. The inn charges a lot because there's very few people who come through here. You know, there's not a lot of commerce, so they got to really jack up the rates on those who don't come through to make ends meet.
Does anyone have anything fine? I'll bet my monkey that I win. The hand.
Well, what's the monkey worth? Someone asks you.
You see the monkey with fucking jewels, gems.
Gold
He's got a
chain.
ring. He's got a gold chain. He's got an eye patch, I think. I can't remember. The
Don't
monkey's looking
fucking-
sick. And I,
Moot, don't lose Seymour, please.
That's the parties. He's a crew.
as
You-
the captain
you-
will come over here and be like, "Don't lose Seymour," and I'll be like, "All right, I won't."
Well, no, I'm
Well,
speaking as a character. I'm speaking as a player. John maybe
I
doesn't
won't
care.
lose. I won't. I
Don't
can't
lose the fucking monkey.
I'm card counting.
Okay, well,
The guy asks, well, does the monkey come with the jewels?
Well, yeah, of course. But you gotta bet me 500 gold.
He laughs. I don't want 500 gold. I had 500 gold, I wouldn't be living here. 500 gold.
What's so bad about living here? Seems pretty nice.
I mean, yeah.
I go in close and I whisper, except for the vampires.
Except for the burgers, he says, blowing
like
off your
burgers?
vampire comment. This is when Archie gets brought his 2 burgers with lettuce on top. And you pull up the burgers and make me a perception check, Archie, right before you take a bite.
Human meat. Dun, dun,
Oh.
dun.
It's not, you sink your teeth into it, but it's not like soft and juicy. It's like crunchy. It's like strongly flavored of garlic and like it's
a
buttery,
vegan
but it's like
burger.
super crunchy. And as you lift up your burger, you can see that is a cricket patty of deep fried garlic covered crickets that have been smushed together to make your burger patty, Archie.
It sounds so bad, actually.
He's in disbelief.
Archie Stales in disbelief. Sale, your burger comes. It too is a cricket patty burger.
I slurp those crickets up like they're the manna from heaven.
The garlic and the
Honestly-
butter on them, so good.
Honestly, Archie's not even super bothered by this. He's eaten worse on deck, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
totally,
Ain't that bad,
absolutely. All right, the party munches. They eat their food. No one can bet against Nilrum for the monkey. It's all going well. Was there someone to do?
Yeah, I drink.
You drink, right?
32
Archie's.
con check.
Yeah. Well, the con check is a 32. It sounds like Archie's going to pass out, so I don't think you have anyone that you need to race.
No.
I dominate the bar.
Yeah. You
Nice
dominate the
I
bar.
get on the table. I do a dance.
He
Yeah.
gets drunk and he's like telling John, he's like, John, I'm like drank so much more than anyone in this bar. Like, look how good I am at drinking.
Look at how cool I am, John.
Yeah. The card games wrap up fairly quickly. Nilum defeats everyone and, like, you know, makes everyone... They lose their will to fight anymore. You can go ahead and add 60 copper to your character sheet, and you can convert it at the bar to silver if you want. 6 silver.
6 silver?
Yeah, the bar will convert for you.
Oh, cool.
They like to have the copper on hand.
Nice
Everyone needs
work.
them singles.
Well, I think we turn in for the night once Nilrum's, I try and stop him from, once he's clearly the drunkest person in the bar, which is what he was talking about when he started, I'll encourage him to get to bed, because it would be nice if he could cast spells tomorrow.
Yeah, no.
Hopefully we won't need them. Yeah, and I'll go and sit in my room, look out the window at the town.
It's
Do I
a
see anyone
gray,
walking around?
dismal day. It's overcast and rain's about to come. You can smell it in the air. You say if there's anyone out walking around, there certainly are. There's a whole bunch of folks walking around.
Well, I was wondering specifically if I see anyone walking around that doesn't have a light force. Or
No,
has a faint one like me.
no, everyone
Okay.
seems to be ordinary, normal people. But also, like, during the day, the life force is really, really hard to see.
Yeah, but I'm thinking like it's evening time now, right?
That's true. It is evening time. And as
Yeah.
the sun sets, slowly the people vanish from the streets, and the only people you can see are the ones that you can see by the light of your infravision. And everybody cozies up and goes to bed. All party members, please chip out 1 gold coin for your rooms tonight.
I already have.
I thought you only paid for yourself.
No, I did. I'm saying I paid for myself.
Oh,
I've done
thank
mine,
you.
is what I'm saying.
Yes.
Yeah.
Please, everybody else pay for a room, unless you don't have
Sure.
money.
I
No,
try
I
to
don't
steal a steal a gold coin from the captain at some point during the night to pay for my room.
Such a dick. You probably do as well.
I have so
what
much
give me,
money,
what
what
check
the
do I
fuck?
make?
I'll roll it. You've got to do a dex check and get half your
Well,
dex
hold
against
on.
my perception.
Because you're trying to pickpockets, which is a thing that's normally reserved for thieves, and they start out with like a shit chance to do it. So you're not like picking his pockets. You're gonna be doing. Are you like? What's your
So-
opening? What's your goal?
He sends me to the bar for pints with
Mm-hmm.
like a couple of coins, and I shortchange him. I hope he doesn't
Just
notice. Maybe he's
Over
too
the
drunk.
course of the night. Well,
Yeah.
you forget, I'm not really drinking much. Right?
Nope. But if you're just gonna shortchange him by, he gives you money and you bring back drinks, but give him less and do a couple of those and end up with a gold, easy peasy. Captain
no,
won't
but
ever
here's
notice.
the- I'm not really drinking that much, so I'm not buying rounds for everyone. Okay, you're on your own tonight, lads. You buy your own drinks.
Yeah, but you're also
No,
not
I'm not.
counting the cost of drinks, right? Here's some money, get us some beverages, and he comes back and he gets beverages, and
No, but that's what I'm saying. I'm
You
not in
gave
a,
that town guard 10 gold.
I
and
know.
you're fighting me on stealing a gold.
I'm not. No, but I'm saying I'm not in a round with him, Neil. So I'm not. It's not like it's my round and I'm giving him a tenner to go and buy 4 pints, and he doesn't give me the change. I'm getting myself a drink every now and again when I need one, which isn't that often. So he doesn't have an opportunity to shortchange me.
I
But,
see.
You know,
I'm
pay
sorry,
it.
Sale. How are you gonna get your money out of him?
I pay for it out of my own money.
Oh, right.
damn right you do.
Everyone pays for the rooms and settles down in the town of October, in the mountains of Alba Island, hopefully near your end goal, which is.
I just want to speak to a vampire.
And you think this is gonna go well?
I want to
My
find out
end
who
goal is
gave
get
me
off.
the. I want to see who gave me the painting, and I want to speak to them about why they gave me it, and what they want me to do with it, and if they can help us any further with the White Prince. And by the way, I'm also undead now. Can you please help shed some light on what this means to me as a person?
Don't you think if they had wanted to answer those questions to you, they would have just made sure you remembered them or left you with a note explaining everything?
Things have changed. There's new information. I'm dead now, like them, so they're going to be more endeared to me. And also,
You think the lack of
situation
a
with the White
pulse is
Prince-
going to make them think you are equal to them?
not equal, but perhaps worthy of discussion. I at least won't be as easily charmed, I don't think.
Ooh, buddy. Oh, buddy. Okay. Well, we'll end our session here for the day, and we'll be back next week with some more
got some
Tides
questions.
of Death. Yeah.
Question for the players: if you had to play as any NPC you've encountered in this campaign, who would I pick and why? I'd pick the Bard. He seemed pretty cool.
The bard, yeah, that's a good point. That's a good answer.
That's a good one.
The bard you murdered? That had the
seemed
cool
pretty cool, man.
token?
Yeah, he seemed sick.
Okay.
He had a story to
Um,
tell that he didn't get to. I like that.
Yeah, he did.
I'd probably go with Wiley.
Why is
Old
cool.
man. Got probably lots of stories. Am I thinking of the right person?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
are.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
I don't remember her
Depends if you
name.
mean like. Sorry?
No, I was gonna say I don't remember her name, but on the Solomon ship, the woman who was like the chief guard, she is part of the crew now. I can't remember her name.
Sora.
Was that not Sora?
Sora. Yeah, Sora. Yeah.
I feel like every NPC that we've met has just like met a horrifying end, so it's like very hard to pick one. You know what? I would play as a dryad. Okay, I would just live in my tree land, and I would just have zero interaction with this murderous party.
All right.
Another question. Tensions
Mhm.
last episode were high. They avoided the brawl, but how are all the characters feeling afterwards? Does John really think things are simpatico?
Simpatico.
Simpatico. Never heard of that word.
Sorry, finish the question. My bad.
Does Milram maybe have plans for Does Milram have plans to backstab John and Archie once they are weakened after a fight? And where does Sale fall in this allegiance, since he seemed to be warming up to Milram before Milram pulled a Milram?
True. I don't think John thinks everything's cool. I mean, clearly there's tensions rising, but I do think that he thinks that if the chips are down, he can trust Milram in a fight. As long as their goals are aligned, then everything's good. I don't think he expects to be backstabbed.
Milram's happy. John bowed down to him, and
I mean,
that's all he
cringe.
wanted.
That's copium of the highest order.
He did. John
didn't bow
apologized to
down.
him.
Yeah,
Yes, he
apologize.
did.
That's not bowing down.
Yes,
That's
you
just
literally bowed. Koibu, did he or did he not bow down there?
My
Don't bring
memory
Neal
is
into
notably
this.
bad.
You bowed down to Milram.
That's not true. Okay.
What about Sale? Where does his allegiance fall?
I think actually of the party, Sale probably falls in a similar line to Archie. He's probably one of the most dedicated people to the party because he kind of sees the party as a vehicle for him not getting murdered by some undersea god. So he super wants the party to continue, but he's starting to see like the cracks appear, and now he's like, "What the hell am I going to do about these cracks that are appearing?" He also is really annoyed that people don't listen to him. Like he wants to be in charge, but no one respects him at all. like ever. He says stuff and people are like, yeah, that's a great idea, Sal. Let's do the total opposite of that and get into immediate danger, perhaps lose magical items and get like killed. That's how Sal feels about the party. We need new leadership. That's how he feels.
True. Question for Koibu.
Nice.
A paladin's authority.
Wait, you didn't
and
let
order-
Archie answer, right?
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
How do you
does
feel
Archie-
about the?
Wait, what's the question?
How does Archie feel about the big coming to blows that happened last episode? Where does his
Oh.
allegiances lie?
Right. I mean, like his allegiance was always gonna lie with John, no matter what. If Nilrim keeps behaving in a way that like where he's like not part of the party, Archie's gonna eventually feel like he has to fight him. But for the time being, it seems like Nilrim's staying loyal and part of the crew, so he's gonna keep it together.
Just
Question
remember
for
that,
Koibu.
Nilrim.
A paladin's authority and order comes directly from their deity. How can it be reconciled that the White Prince is corrupt when the gods haven't turned paladins? When the gods haven't turned paladins in his vicinity, like Lady Goldmane against him, would there be a chance of successfully flipping a paladin through Rohi's visions, or would a flip end up stripping their powers if this was even possible? I think this person maybe thinks that they're corrupt because they're creating undead, which I don't think
So the
means someone's corrupt.
Right. So clearly the paladins in the area are not only not attacking the White Prince, but they are in support of the White Prince. They assist the White Prince's agenda. And that's because the White Prince is a holy and sacred cleric of Astaire, doing the god's will. He is a good man who's simply trying to organize a world. Why would the paladins fight against him? They're helping him. It's because the White Prince is right. The White Prince is good. All hail the White Prince.
He is.
Do we have paladins? Is the paladins in the Dardance like Astaire paladins, or can we not?
Yeah,
announce
some
that?
of the
I played as a paladin.
Oh yeah,
what do you
yeah,
call
yeah.
them? The Inquisitors are often
Inquisitors.
paladins.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
And the last one is a question to Seymour. Who's a good monkey? Seymour's a good monkey.
Seymour's such a good monkey.
That's it for this week. Make sure you
Alright.
subscribe to the Patreon if you can. Even $1 per episode helps out. We're trying to get fully funded. So patreon.com/tides of death. We would appreciate it a lot. And you get access to a Patreon-only Discord. So that's pretty cool.
Mhm.
You can ask questions in there. You're at the $5 tier. And there's a Patreon-only chat. So yeah, check it out. Thanks.
And you can also give me a list of names that I can name things off of.
At higher tiers, yep.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Cool.
Well,
All right, everybody.
see you guys next week, I think.
Thanks for watching, everyone.
Catch you. Bye-bye.